Drop this. All I need is Discord. Okay. Let me drop a couple. Stream. Alright, there's that. I'm going to drop it in and at everyone right here.
At everyone. At Steam. Stream.
I'm going to drop one in cap. I'm going to drop one in ASB. I'm going to drop one in MLP. Where's am I going to drop one? I'm going to drop one in this in the heels server. Hit that everyone with this one. Anywhere else that I'm you're gonna need to lean forward. I will. Yeah, because we're definitely going. Alright, here we go. Alright, so, looks like we're live. Haven't had anyone call in yet, but it looks like the show is going. How does it look over there? Pingus, yes. Yes, I'm sorry for the Pingus. Can you scroll down a little bit? I do want to see. Yeah, 4 people. Alright, so we already have 4 people in right now. Look at all of this good stuff. Alright, so welcome to SnS on the internet. This is going to be a weekly stream that I definitely want to start doing Tuesday nights. And the first episode is just going to be something we can easily slide into. And I'll get everyone interested in. This one is all things Pokemon. I'm going to be asking people to call in. Or hell, just talk in chat. And I'm going to talk to you about Pokemon. And you're either going to... Oop, move that. Yep, love to get some callers in, talk about what's going on. But until that gets started, is there... I need to drop the link. Oh no! I need to drop this... Okay, twitch.com/grannypie. Twitch.com/grannypie. Oh no! The Twitch... Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Granny Pie.
Explain why no one's here.
That would explain why no one's here.
Alright.
I just got excited. Okay.
Of course.
Twitch.com/grannypie.
Had everything ready.
Is it... Is that posting? Now this is monkey. Yes, this is very monkey. This is very, very monkey.
Ban him.
Okay, I'm actually gonna drop it in the other series now. Oh, wow, that's embarrassing. That is horrific. That is awful, and I hate it. I hate myself. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Thanks. God, alright. Oh, God. That is horrifically embarrassing. And look who's calling in first. If we're going on to Surprise Beta. Have you guys talked about banned Pokemon episodes? The one with the gun, the one where James got inflatable boobs, the one where a tentacle destroyed the Twin Towers, and the last one I remember is the one where it caused strokes due to rapid life. Yeah, that's a Porygon, all the way back in Generation 1. I mean, we haven't, but if you want to talk to us about it, that's all good. Do you want to come on air and talk to us about it? Because I do know which one you're talking about. I just haven't seen them in a really long time because, you know, I don't watch a lot of the Pokemon anime. Why is there a blank thing? It's supposed to have the chat box.
Oh, okay.
But I guess if that's not working, then let's start a voice call. Oh, hello. Oh, dude.
Hello?
Yes. Hey, how's it going? All right.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I just realized, should I go with the name I use when I do podcasts on Facebook?
You're all good to go. I don't really care what you go by.
Go with that one. So I guess I'm Miss T here. And he mentioned in our group Discord he was talking about like Pokemon stuff, and I remembered I watched a lot of videos when I was a couple of years back. I was younger,
Of course.
and I actually
As
saw
opposed to
all the
being older.
ones where we were talking about the band episodes, and those were super funny to me. I think my favorite one, to be honest, in terms of the band episodes, was definitely the beach episode where James enters
A beauty
as a
contest,
female.
doesn't he? Yeah. And he starts
Who it was.
fondling
I wasn't sure.
himself.
I remember seeing a clip where he inflates him and tells Misty that he's gonna win because of it.
Yeah, because he's got
And
the
it-
biggest boobs around.
This thing I had seen, because personally James was always my favorite character.
James is pretty solid. He's always been a goofball, but a
Backstory
very
and all
suave goofball.
Oh, definitely. Never really got when they kind of changed their personality, and what was it, Black and White, where they just became super serious.
They did become really serious. I mean, I remember back in, I think Sinnoh was the last one I watched seriously. I watched a little bit of Black and White myself. What did you watch any of?
I pretty much only watched the Generation 1 and parts of Sinnoh.
Okay, so Generation 4 Sinnoh. Yeah, I watched a lot of Sinnoh back. And Jesse and James were a little bit serious in that, but they'd also... I mean, Jessie was still a contest coordinator. You know, she just do these things outside of her job, and she absolutely loved it. I loved episodes like those.
I'll be honest. I kind of watched a lot of the very first ones. I think because they're the ones that had Brock, and it was kind of the old style ones that I really focused on. I'll admit my Pokemon knowledge is a little bit rusty.
Uh-huh.
But I do know conspiracy theories and band episodes, so...
Conspiracy theory? What are you talking about? Like the Lavender Town theory? Stuff like that?
Did you not hear... Okay. Yeah, I think the one I remember most is the one where Ash is in a coma.
Oh, that's an absolutely huge thing. That's been there since basically the first season.
Even I know that one.
Yeah. Started when he had the battle where it was, I forget what he was fighting, but I know Pikachu, and it was in the rain. I'm so bad at this.
No, yeah, because Pikachu zapped literally everybody. It's special to get rid of this whole flock of Pidgeys, and apparently a lot of people think that that knocked Ash out because he went to a hospital and stuff. And the journey, why he doesn't age, is because he's just sitting here in a hospital dreaming this entire journey. I mean, it's an interesting theory, and it has a lot of. Oh, you go on.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. I remember some of the evidence that they used really strong, like one of the stronger ones that I remember was actually the change in Jesse and James's personality. Because I remember in the first few episodes, or the leading up to the events of the battle where they thought he went into a coma, they really talked about how he kind of... their personalities really changed, because before that they were really aggressive. They were villains, and
Right.
It was after this episode that they kind of took on that goofball personality.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, is there a huge conspiracy behind that? Oh yeah, because the first episode they were super evil, and then they just weren't. Oh. I guess that does go along with a lot of how.
Sorry.
No, what? You're good. You're good.
My audio kicked up when I pressed play on something, and I was like, oh shoot.
Oh god, I need to turn off Discord notifications. Everyone is going nuts, and I don't want to hear that over stream. But yeah,
I'm very happy for you.
There are a lot of interesting things like that. I really like the Porygon one, simply because of how realistic it is. Yes, that actually gave like dozens of kids seizures in the middle of Japan.
Oh.
And so they never put it in America. Ooh, where is it? It's enable desktop. There's got to be a way to turn the ooh sounds. Can you still hear me? Can I hear you? Can you hear me at all? Tatiana. All right. Were you talking at all during that time?
That I could still hear you because you asked.
So you were talking.
yeah,
Okay, so I clicked the wrong thing then.
Yeah.
Outgoing.
yeah, you hit message, I believe.
Oh god. I'm ruining everything. Oh my god. What am I doing? Oh my god. Okay, there's gotta be. If I.
It's the message ones.
Ah! I'm gonna turn
The
that
top
off. I
one?
turned it off. I turned it off. I turned it off.
Thank you.
I turned it off.
There.
Alright. So, and there's Ash waking up from his coma. That's hot, ain't it?
All right.
But no, thanks for calling in. If you want to keep talking about something else, that's all good. But I have a couple other things lined up. Oh, wait. The Tentacruel destroyed the Twin Towers. I can't remember. Was that, like, actually the Twin Towers in New York? Or was it just, 2 towers in Japan?
I do know that it was 2 towers. I remember like they talked about it in like a lot of the band episodes videos I watched. I can't remember what the YouTuber I really focused on was, but he talked a lot about the Pokedex entries and how they kind of compared to the things. And I remember he mentioned the band episodes, and that one was one of the ones that they mentioned. And I don't remember if it was specifically the Twin Towers, but I think it was supposed to be kind of a reference to them.
All right. Well, was this? Oh, gosh, when was that episode coming out? Do you have any idea, or were they just banned because 9/11 just happened and this is super tasteless?
A lot of shows, I know there was a lot of videos that had the Twin Towers getting destroyed, and a lot of them stopped running episodes that had that happen during that time.
Okay.
For the Pokemon one.
Yeah, but do you know when it actually happened?
I'm not sure. I think it happened before the Twin Tower. No, wait, I'm wrong. That was one of the episodes that never really aired very long. I think they did like one episode of that one.
And it was
because I
probably
think
in
it was
Japan.
right around that time. Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, but I'm not even sure if the Porygon episode was ever dubbed. Depends on the release dates of the episodes, but I'm honestly not sure.
The Porygon episode was redone. What ended up happening is they kind of had that first bout of seizures in Japan.
Yes.
And so they kind of shelved the episode for a minute before they actually kind of like
released it later.
They slowed down these screens because the episodes still exist and there's still like footage of the original one.
And it's dubbed.
I've seen it a couple of times where they slow it down. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I don't know nearly as much about the anime as I do about the games itself, but that's some interesting stuff. Thanks for easing us into tonight. Nice and comfy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I figured out what episode it was. It was episode 19 of the Pokemon anime. It was Tentacruel and Tentacruel, and they destroyed an entire city. And one of the scenes, he destroyed 2 towers. Mm-hmm. And it was first broadcasted on August 5th, 1997. And in Japan, not Japan, Ohio, not Ohio, the United States in October 1998.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, so that was before 9/11, and people were like, okay, this has become super tasteless.
Mm-hmm. I'll head off here. I think if you guys are all set on the little things I knew.
No, thanks a lot. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, you have a nice night. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Don't be afraid to call in again if you have something else you want to talk about, or if you have some opinions on whatever's going on.
All right, I'll keep you posted.
Yep, see you later.
See.
Lovely way to get started. All right, so we have the next person who wanted to come on. This is my boy Bill. Wanted to talk about Darkrai and what is actually up with his jaw. What's up, Bill?
I'm good.
You having a nice night?
What?
It's good to know that you're not dead, my dude.
Your mic's cut out. What the hell was that?
It's good to know that you're not dead, my dude.
Yeah.
So you're asking
Okay.
about
So,
Dark
okay.
Ride.
I've currently equipped the hard hat to contain my fucking stupid right now. Like, what the fuck is this man's jaw? I refuse to believe it is a scarf.
Well,
What?
how I've always thought of it is it's the combination of a, you know how edgy people have those jackets that have the popped up collars, but it also kind of reminds me of I know there's kind of armor that juts up around someone's neck and protects the bottom of their face. I thought it was just a super edgy armor plus jacket type of thing.
Yeah, but this jagged edges, like, how I can't, like, I remember going to my friends, like, just saying, like, you know, hey, like, I don't know why I was thinking this time. I was like, you know what would happen if Darkrai were to give a blowjob? Like, if you just
okay, Bill, this is a family friendly production.
Okay, I just need to contain the stupid. All right, that's what the hard hat's for. That's what the fucking hard hat's for.
Damn. I do remember something about the movie, the Darkrai movie, where like his white hair there tucked into the red jaw, and it became a sort of helmet, you know, to protect him from Palkia's attacks.
I haven't seen that in like how long? When did that come out?
I don't know, before 2010, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not remember that part. All I remember is those weird ass legs. Like, where does those come from? Does he just have those long ass like just stored up like up to his neck? Like, is he like a penguin or something? Like, you know, how a penguin just waddles around?
No,
that's what I think it's like.
Looking at it through modernity, the biggest thing it reminds me of is if I mean I can't think that there's anyone in the audience who has never heard of My Hero Academia. The one thing I think of is Deku's mask of his costume. It looks a lot like armor that would block the bottom of his face.
Yeah, you got a point there, but
maybe it's not supposed to look like a mouth, but it could look like a jaw. Maybe that could be the point of the armor.
Actually, I do remember in like the episode that a costume was first introduced that like it was meant like All Might pointed out that was like meant to imitate his smile, like you know like a jaw.
Like a face or a jaw, exactly.
Yeah, but I've been told so many times that this is not Darkrai's jaw, it's his scarf or whatever, and I just can't wrap my head around it not being a jaw.
Exactly. Like, what is his mouth? Is his face that little black piece that's underneath his eye, but in between his white? Or is it that little edge inside of the red? It's really weird to think about. Or maybe he doesn't eat. I mean, he has these little legs that retract up into his entire body, you know, and they just kind of come out.
Yeah, Darkrai's the weirdest thing ever.
He's so cool, well designed though. Look at that.
Yeah, he is well designed, but he's just okay. So he's a dark type, not a ghost. Clearly a ghost, but he's not a ghost.
Yeah, see, look at that.
And then you will counter him. You just go into some fat ass's house, like saying, "Hey kid, sleep on my bed."
Hey kid, I want to go to sleep.
Hey, have a roofie. You're not gonna die. If you're pregnant, don't call me.
Damn. Okay, Bill. Man, talking to you is always an experience.
It is.
It sure is. Well, next thing, that's Skimmed coming in. He wanted to call about how much Pokemon sucks. And I'm way more interested in that than I am listening to you talk about giving kids roofies. So, you have a nice night, Bill. He hung up on me! What the heck? It's not cool. Alright, going to call into my boy Skimmy Scam. He's very comfortable right now. Come on, Skin, where are you at? Is that him? Hello, Skin, my favorite tea drinking man.
Tea drinking?
It's because you're British, get it? It's funny.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Incredibly racist. We don't all drink tea here. Some of us drink coffee. It's a stereotype, man. To break these boundaries.
Okay, fine. I guess throwing tea in in our harbor was a mistake historically. I'm sure we won't make it again.
No, you probably will.
All right, so you want to talk about how much Pokemon sucks? What do you mean how much this Pokemon sucks? What do you mean how much it sucks? The competitive scene is stronger than ever. The anime is having an absolute buttload of fun.
You mean Power Creep is stronger than ever?
Hey,
I agree that the anime is better.
Landorus is always good.
Remove genies, man.
The genies are good.
No, they're not.
Yes,
bad. You should feel bad for liking them.
No, genies are good, and I like them for liking them because they're good.
No.
Yes.
No, they're bad.
All right, so what's up?
Anyway, other than genies, They're just bad.
Genies are good. Are we just
No,
going to
they're
keep going in this loop? I like genies.
No, not genies, just the Pokemon games.
Oh, what about
I
them?
feel like they're not true to form anymore. So in the past with Pokemon games, it was more based around just getting from point A to B, and that you had your Pokemon,
Right.
and that was it. It was really simple. Now they've overcomplicated it to the point where there's just too many options, and it's just too slow.
Okay.
One of the common complaints with Diamond and Pearl was that it was really slow. But even then, when they released Platinum, at least then they sped it up. But the reason why it was slow is because it was new hardware. With this, it's like they've slowed it down not because of the hardware, but because of unskippable cutscenes, because all the animations are really long,
yeah.
unless you just want to skip them.
Yeah, I've heard a
It's
lot
like,
of bad
what-
things about
what's-
those
What's
animations.
the fucking point in just skipping them?
Because you
Like,
get to see
it's like
Lily.
removing the fun.
How can Lily be in the games and you say that they're bad?
Lily is like one of the only good things in the games nowadays, but that still doesn't make it a good game. Even then, the past Pokemon games had good characters in them.
What do you think about? Are the games still fun to play? I know that you're having a rough time
No.
with cutscenes or whatever, but like, is leveling up a Pokemon and getting through quote unquote island trials still fun anymore?
No, I don't think so. Still never beat Ultra Moon, and I've got it.
Still haven't beat Ultramoon.
No, I got past the first island, and I realised that I didn't like any of the Pokemon that were on the first island. So it was like I wasn't even training any of the ones that I wanted to use. They were all on
Really?
the second and fourth island. So for me
ew.
personally, I don't, it was just annoying for me because I had to wait an entire island, which was like a quarter of the game, just to even use a mon that I wanted to use.
Just
and then
felt
by
like
the
a
time I
giant
had ones I
slog.
wanted to use, yeah. By the time I wanted to use any mons, I had to use like 4 at the same time, which meant that they're all underleveled at the same time. But even then, even if that wasn't an issue, what they've done with the experience share just makes it too easy. And if you turn off the experience share,
You got
because
some
they
on that?
balanced it so that you have it on, it becomes too difficult. Like when the first time I ran Sun, just regular Sun, I didn't have the experience share on at all because I hated it. It wasn't so bad in X and Y, even though I don't like those games either, because it was easy no matter if you had it on or off. In this, you can get to a point where, like when I was fighting the ground leader, I can't remember what her name is,
what's
the
her
small
name?
one that
Yeah, the
rides
tiny one.
the donkey.
Oh yeah, she rides a. It's not a donkey. He's a big old horseman.
Well, it's originally a donkey, and then it evolves into a horse.
Yeah, and horses are objectively superior to donkeys. Excuse you.
I agree. Donkeys suck. I don't know if you've ever been to a seaside town. I don't know if they even do this in America, but it's a thing in the UK where you have donkey rides on the beach. So they put donkeys on the beach, and then your kids ride them from one side to the other.
Oh,
But
that
to
kind of
get the
thinks me
donkey-
of how about Weeble? He once made that song about donkeys and said that kids were riding them on the beach and that donkeys were going to take your kids away. He sounds
Yeah,
British.
that's it.
He's got to be British.
Mr. Weeble is British, yeah.
His British humor.
Yes, it's
That
British.
makes sense
but
now.
Basically, you have to get
Fascinating.
the donkeys onto the beach, which means you have to drive them very slowly along the roads, which causes traffic jams.
Because they stubborn
So-
as fuck.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't move, so that's always fun. But yeah, with what was that even talking about now?
Donkeys.
Bloody,
We're talking about the
ground
little
level.
short
It took me
ground
10
type
minutes
gym
to
leader.
beat the fucking first Pokemon that she had, which was like a Dug Trio, I think.
Uh-huh.
Just because my guys were like 9 levels lower than hers by that point, because I just wasn't using the experience share.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because the XP share makes it feel mandatory.
Yeah, and I don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've played games with the XP share. How do you feel about them, Sean?
When you take it off, everything feels so slow because when you have the EXP share on the newer kind, it gives almost the whole EXP to every single one of your Pokemon. Unlike the older EXP share, which only gave about half to each of the 2 that were using it. And it just,
Yeah,
without
it's
it,
too.
you just felt like you were losing out on so much EXP that it was going to take too long to slog through.
Sure, but I didn't mind doing it that way because at least then your Pokemon felt more important. With the new experience share,
Yeah, like you'd
I watched
sacrifice
my
one for
brother
another.
Gradually, but it was like I watched him play through the game himself because he beat it, and he pretty much just used his starter the entire game. Even though traditionally, when he's played the previous ones, he would have like a full team of guys.
Right.
Because like he just never needed to switch out because his mons were always really high leveled. They're all getting loads of experience shares, so they're all at the same kind of level. As opposed to you would have maybe one great mon that you would train more than the others for a certain area because you knew that the upcoming gym was going to be strong, so you train up your fire mon if it was a nice gym or something. It just feels like there's less strategy to it. A lot of new Pokemon, even though they're adding new features to it, feels like there's just less strategy, mainly because of the dumbing down of features, even though it's more, in theory, more complex. It just feels more dumbed down. It's just more stats go up.
So is that the biggest complaint you have about the games, the EXP share?
That's one of them. I also don't like the unskippable cutscenes. I don't like the focus on the cutscenes as opposed to gameplay itself. I don't like how
you don't like the focus on a story.
Well, I'm not really interested in the Pokemon story.
Yeah, you're not interested in any story. Heck, you were streaming Deltarune the other day and skipped through the entire story for God knows why, while your entire audience just screamed at you.
I'm much more of a gameplay person than I am a story person. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a story, but I'm much more focused on the gameplay than I ever am with a story.
Clearly.
Yeah. If you can have both in a game, which isn't too big of an ask, really.
No, it's
a story
all the
doesn't even
time.
have to be that complex or interesting to be a good story. A lot of the best stories are the simplest ones.
Like even
Cuphead.
What do you think about that?
Never.
Yeah.
You've never played it? Well, I know Skimmed
The
has.
story in that is that you have to beat the devil, which is it's not really a story in itself because it's just entirely gameplay for the most
It's
part.
just a goal.
Right.
Yeah, but even if it's just a goal, that's fine by
Yeah,
me.
it's fine enough for a story.
Yeah, you don't
Pokemon
really
oftentimes doesn't
need
even
a
have a
complex
goal.
story.
I mean, Pokemon
As long
has
as
to
you
go for
have
a
a goal,
story.
as long as you have a purpose as to play the game.
Well, Pokemon has a goal that's
Before
really
it
far
was-
off in the future.
Be the Pokemon master. Now it's
Yeah, you got to catch them all. That was
Yeah.
the point. Catch them all, be the best. Now it's the teams need your help. Oh, the Ultra Beasts. Ooh, I don't give a shit.
All right, we're having some call-ins from Surprise Beta from earlier. She says they really got rid of a lot of the cool features like hideouts or diving, and the gameplay kind of took her away from the story by being too far spread out. What do you think about that?
I completely agree. Their argument, I believe they said in a few interviews, was that they wanted to make the games different each time so that it felt like a new experience, which in their eyes means remove features that people liked and add new features that people don't like. So they removed the casino, which I can understand it was for rating reasons because of the fucking European Union.
Oh, yeah. EU. Brexit win.
Mate, Brexit when? Anyway, they removed just a lot of shit. The biggest thing that I'm still upset about was the berry pots in Heart Gold Soul Silver. They were so convenient, and now they just make you go to a set area, which I never go to because I never can be fucking asked. I'd rather just grow berries on the go as opposed to just go to an area and just grow them en masse. They removed the Dream World. That was really cool. I don't know why they even removed it. Because now you can't even get
Yeah, the
certain
Dream World
Pokemon.
was super neat, even if in Pokewalkers. I'm really glad that Let's Go Black and White.
okay.
Well, you never did it because you're dumb. But Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the Pokewalkers. I've heard that Let's Go Pokemon is bringing something like that back, where you can put a Pokemon in your pocket and walk around with it.
Yeah, but it's related to Pokemon Go though, so it's like it connects to the app, I think. So like I think it like auto swipes the stops that you go past. It's not like the Pokewalker where you just like walk with a Pokemon.
Yeah, and then you check
and
it,
then you
and
can
there's a
eventually
wild
find
battle or
one.
whatever.
Yeah,
I have a question.
at least that was a novel idea. This just feels like an add-on.
I mean, the Pokewalker, yes, was new, and I'm glad that Game Freak is recognizing that, hey, holy crap, that was probably one of the biggest things we've done in Pokemon. It might have
Weirdly
been...
enough, it's one of the most accurate step walkers ever made.
Really?
Yeah, there was some tests that they did with step meters, and the Pokewalker was one of the tested ones, and for whatever reason, it is one of the best ones, at least at the time.
Well, then why was
in
I
terms of
so
accuracy.
easily able to fake it out? You know what I did?
Well,
I'd
yeah,
always
you
read
could
a
just
book
shake
and then
it
just
about.
shake it, in my hand while I was reading a book.
Yeah.
People ask me, hey, Samuel,
Even
where
you
does
don't
your
understand anything.
strong forearms come from? And they just give me a wink, and I'm like, you know what? Screw you. I was shaking a Pokewalker for 6 years.
I'm not sure which is sadder.
Thanks a lot, Skimmed.
Sorry. But
see, I
yeah,
have a
I'm
little bit-
hoping that Masuda doesn't make games anymore.
Yeah, Masuda
Just goes straight to the art department.
I remember reading that Masuda he started as a composer and then just became a designer and then became a director for whatever reason. And he's dropping
that was a
after Let's
mistake.
Go.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. Because he can't direct for shit. Because he thinks that the only people that play Pokemon, for whatever reason, even though if you look at any tournament, it's all adult men. Mm-hmm. And parents with their kids that also like Pokemon because their kids like Pokemon. Like tons of adults play Pokemon.
Oh,
If it
absolutely.
wasn't obvious with Pokemon Go, it's like an all ages thing. So I would
That was a big thing
cater
about Go.
your design philosophy around the fact that kids have lots of games. So why put effort into a Pokemon game because they'll just play a mobile game
I
instead?
hate that. God, I hate that thing.
I remember when they were talking about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they were talking about like how they wanted to cram as much into the game
Yeah, make it
so
as
that people
interesting
felt
as
like it was a
possible.
worthwhile experience.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best games in the series. And now they're talking about how
didn't
like,
Platinum
just
do
make
much of
things
the same
simpler
thing?
and dumbed down so kids don't get bored.
Yeah, it's So even if some people say that the original Pokemon Go, it's not what people wanted. It's not like the mainstream games. It's so different. But the appeal of it was that anybody can play it. It's not just a kids game like the modernity of Pokemon is. It felt a lot more everyone. It's kind of like an older generation. I'm just thinking 2 and 3. But
Something that I don't think enough game designers understand is that kids like adult things.
of course,
And adults,
don't like kids
they
things.
kind of do.
I mean, they do a
Well,
little
kids
bit.
can like
You
kids
can't-
things.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sit
they
here with
prefer adult
Sean and
things.
I and say that adults don't like kids things because
Well, they can do, but a lot of that is based around nostalgia.
Nostalgia?
And like innocence.
well, yeah, definitely Innocence.
Innocence, yeah.
Innocence is a really
Yeah.
good one because me and him are sitting here and when's season 9 of MLP coming out? And just like, oh wait, we're not allowed to like that anymore.
That's still going.
Of course,
Oh, yeah,
9
this-
is the last season, but I don't want to talk about that right now.
I don't know why Bronies became a community. This is getting off topic.
Hey, it
I've seen
is
couple
a
episodes
very
of it.
good show.
Honestly,
This was
I
back
didn't
when-
think I'd like it. I shouldn't
I
have
don't know.
liked it, but it was that good.
Back when YouTube poop makers like pretty much all
YouTube poop,
became
huh?
Bronies, I was like, okay, I'll give the show a shot because the people that I watched
And you
anyway
hated it
were
because you're
watching it.
edgy.
No, it's not because it was edgy. I just liked anime more.
No, I said you're
So
edgy.
why would I get into this show, which is just kind of average, when I could just watch more anime, which is varied and there's lots of different ones as opposed to just dedicating myself to one show?
We have a little comment from Surprise Beta from earlier. She agrees with me. Suck it, Skim.
What?
Suck it.
What does she agree with?
She agrees that MLP is a great show. So heck
I'm
you.
sure it's a good show. I just don't care for it.
Okay, I mean it's your opinion. You're entitled.
Okay, let's get. I
Yeah.
want to go back. Let's see.
9
I don't know.
seasons
With
though.
going back to
You're
the
having a laugh.
Pokemon games.
Yes.
I've always felt like going through the main game is nothing like what you should be feeling. Like sometimes you should feel a little challenged every once in a while. I just feel like every
Yeah.
time I go against a wild Pokemon, they just do a stat move every single time and then maybe one attack before I kill them.
Yeah.
And it
I
takes
used to
away
do
from it.
tests
Like,
when I did
it's
Wild
too
Pokemon
easy.
battles.
oh yeah, it's too
Early
easy.
on, for whatever reason, it feels like even if you should get killed with the next hit, they just don't do an attack for like a couple turns to give you a chance.
Or they won't
I
even
don't know
use
if that was
super
like
effective
positive
moves
reinforcement or
against
something, but
Let's see. You're playing Clover recently, right, Sean?
you. Yes.
Now, one thing you've said about the AI is that their Pokemon actually attack your weaknesses.
Yes, all the time. Like I'm always getting the super effective against me. So you always have to choose the right Pokemon for the right for your enemy.
The AI isn't just bumbling.
no.
And going back to the easiness, Rio texted in with a question earlier and more of a commentary. Says he doesn't like how the map design is in general, especially when it comes to caves feeling very plain and straight. Compared to when I think of Sinnoh, Mount Coronet was an absolute maze, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I haven't
There
played
was
any.
Mount Coronet, but then there was also like Do you know the bridge that connected the second gym town to Auberg, where you could go, you could either go under the bridge to that secret tunnel where you could get Gibbles,
Secret
or you could go to the other area, and there was like a side quest with the
bridge. Secret tunnel.
I'm guessing, is that a reference to something? I don't get that reference.
Skimmed out. Heck, you skimmed.
I honestly don't know.
What do you mean you don't get the reference,
I don't
Sean?
get the
That's
reference.
Avatar.
Oh,
Remember
damn.
there's-
It's
I've never
been
seen
so
Avatar.
long.
What? How can you say that you're not going to watch MLP over anime and then say that you haven't watched Avatar?
Avatar isn't an anime, friend.
What? I'm going to fight you. Avatar is Babby's first anime.
Nah, man. Babby's first anime is like Naruto or something. Or Dragon Ball
Man,
Z.
heck Naruto. I ain't getting into Naruto.
I never got into Naruto.
Too long.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not getting it's like me asking people. Oh, God, I don't want to go back to MLP. Never mind what I was going to say. I don't want to keep talking about MLP and how long it is. Or even the Pokemon anime. Like, if you're going to watch the Pokemon anime, watch Sun and Moon, not literally everything before it.
Yeah, I'd say the new Sun and Moon show is good. That's one of the only good things about Pokemon these days is the anime. As a kid, I used to watch the Gen 4 stuff because it was on before I went to school. So I'd watch the episode that
Yes,
was
sir.
on, and then so that was a good time.
It was.
You ready to have a good time?
I feel like
Apparently, the Gen 3 anime sucked, and so did the Gen 5 anime. The Gen 1 one is kind of nostalgia glassed, but is apparently pretty decent. And then Gen 5 anime sucked. And then for whatever reason, people like the Gen 6 anime. I think just because they wanted Ass to actually have a romance, but that never happened.
Yeah,
Lol,
you know,
lol, Lisa.
yeah, Amor shipping.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see a lot of it, but I've seen a lot of people be upset about it. You know, because like it
Yeah.
felt forced, didn't it?
Well,
No.
it is, I don't think it was that it felt forced. I think it's just that nothing really happened in the end.
Oh,
And it
so
just
it just
ended up
felt
with another
unfulfilling.
reset.
yeah.
It's just Ash moving on and forgetting completely about Serena.
Yeah. He doesn't forget about Misty, though.
Yeah, no, Misty's always there.
Yeah.
It's because him playing Gen 1.
Well.
You're never going to...
Oh, that's another thing I don't like about Pokemon these days. Fucking Gen 1 pandering. Why don't you pander to other generations instead of the first
The
one?
Gen 4 remakes win. That reminds me of a question that Tonio sent in earlier. It's a kind of a big one, actually. I'm going to read the whole thing because I feel like you'd be into it.
All right.
Generation 7 has garnered a fair deal of criticism, arguably more than any other gen. In the handheld department, there is the lack of a remake of Generation 4, the semi-joking, semi-serious claim that Sun and Moon are beta versions of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the bizarre and repeated mishandling of a Trio Master from the previous generation. Don't worry about that one. Tonio is just salty about Zygarde. And the inclusion of new Pokemon between games, which causes Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun Ultra Moon to not be fully compatible with each other. Isn't he talking about Zeraora? Well,
I think he's more referring to how there's more Mega Evolutions in Oras as there are to X and Y. And I don't think you can play X and Y competitively with an Oras game
Well,
if
you
your
can't
Oras
play-
game has one of those Mega Evolutions.
you can play Heart Gold Soul
I think that's
Silver without Platinum or Diamond and Pearl because of the Shaman and Giratina changes. I think it's just a thing that
Yeah.
started. Or even in Generation 3, fighting with the Deoxys through different games would result in different looks and different things, and it made it kind of hard to read.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's just
why you
started
have
been a
XD.
thing.
XD play all of them.
Alright, going on with the question, my bad. In the console department, we have Let's Go Pokemon being unfairly criticized for appealing to a younger demographic, in addition to being a
Don't
more
care
fair...
about kids.
in addition to the more fair critique of Generation 1 being remade yet again. It is. Also criticized is the design and reveal of Meltan, a new Pokemon which can be argued to be the least Pokemon-looking Pokemon in the series, despite being designed to fit in with the original 151. First off, Tonio, you're wrong. Magnemite exists, okay? Alright, going on. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about the criticisms of Generation 7? Are they valid, or are they just idle complaints? How do you feel about the future of Pokemon moving forward? Now, my ideas on many of the complaints is that, of course, many of them are fair. Let's Go Pokemon has been shown to us as to be the next big kids game. It's supposed for parents to introduce their children to Pokemon through the easy access of Let's Go. And sure, it is very cutely designed, but I've seen a lot of...
Cute as heck.
Yeah, very cute. but I've seen a lot of gameplay about it. That's it's supposed to be a little bit more in depth than other games. I think people are giving it the short stick right now. I'd love to give it a chance, but it feels like I shouldn't be giving it a chance in the first place, and I think that's the wrong sentiment to have.
Well, I mean, if you played the other remakes, or even just the original itself, it's gonna feel very similar. But if you've only played the original and not like Leaf Green or anything like that, then it might be interesting to pick up again.
What, like 20 years later?
Yeah, seeing all the changes in your Pokemon and such.
And about Meltan. Heck you, Tonio. Meltan is absolutely amazing. I love him, and he's a good boy. The Nutmon. You know what? Let me Google him. Let me Google Nutmon. Nutmon. Where is he?
Meltan's just another Pokemon that I couldn't care less about.
I like Meltan.
I don't hate it, but I don't care for it.
Because the idea that what he said was that it doesn't look like a Pokemon, and
Well, it looks like Ditto with a nut on its head.
I want to agree with that. I want to disagree with that, especially when some really weird things like Magnemite exist in the first generation.
Well, it's not an animal, but I'd still say it's a Pokemon. There's plenty of inanimate object Pokemon.
Exactly. Yeah. Things like are there any other than Magnemite? With maybe Staryu? Staryu looks really unnatural, but he makes it work.
Well, it is a start. Well,
in Gen 1 alone, there was Magnemite, Voltorb, Grimer's just sludge.
yeah.
Voltorb was a really weird choice. Like, just a straight
I
Pokeball.
love Voltorb, man.
I mean, I can't say that I
tail?
hate.
Like,
what's with this tail? It's just like a little wire.
Okay.
I'm excited for Nut Boy. He's a very interesting mon. He's a lot
I'm
better than
interested to see
Zygarde.
what they'll
You know
do
what,
with it.
Tonio? He's better than Zygarde.
Zygarde sucks.
Yeah, Zygarde's awful. I mean, even in competitive, I hate playing against him because he's very, very thick. And he just...
Thick boy.
Honestly, all he does is set up a substitute and then he wins.
Well, don't let him do that then.
I can't because he's switching in on my Tomahawk. What's my Tomahawk going to do?
You have to play 4D chess, man. Think 3 steps ahead.
I try, and then he sends out Zygarde.
Isn't it 4 times weak to ice?
Yeah, but he has a substitute.
So?
And you know who carries ice coverage in this world?
Mamoswine, baby.
Man, who uses Mamoswine? Mamoswine's gross.
Me.
Mamoswine's
Mamoswine
bad.
is my
Get out
boy.
of here. God, you can find so many better stealth rockers. Mollux is not the best cap to exist. Heck you. Sorry, that was someone talking in about Mollux, and he's... if you don't know, if some people listening in, Mollux is a part of the Create a Pokemon project on Smogon. Right now, they're doing their 25th anniversary of Create a Pokemon. It's going to be a starter trio, which I'm absolutely excited about. But it's a metagame that I'm heavily involved with, as it's basically just the overused metagame, but with 24 extra Pokemon added in. The one that he's specifically referring to is named Mollux, a fire and poison type who excels in the rain thanks to his very high special defense and immunity to water due to the ability Dry Skin. He can be a fast special attacker with a choice scarf or just a really, really, really thick boy.
This is ground types, lol.
I know, except you just switch out to Tomahawk, who is the biggest Pokemon in the tier, and every single ground type is just invalidated except for Zygarde. God, I hate Zygarde.
I also like its design.
I mean, the Zygarde complete form is pretty neat. I like how, he looks like he's ready to shake the earth. It's just like a really neat looking Regigigas. Like if Regigigas looked cool.
Regigigas does look cool.
No, Regigigas looks stupid. He looks like a dork.
You look stupid.
He usually looks stupid. Get out of here,
Mate,
you British.
I'm definitely not.
British cunt.
Nostalgia glassed over Jet 4, which is like by far my favourite.
Oh boy, I'm getting another text in from Divinity. He's probably talking about Mollux. Oh boy, what's this paste bin? Is it a paste bin full of 6 Molluxes? Oh no! It's my copy pasta. Yeah, there's a little bit of a story. Way back when I went into the cap room and kind of talked about how much I hate Mollux, and apparently it's a meme now. So thanks a lot for the reminder, Divinity.
Here's the thing, fellas. You think on me every day.
Give me a hot sec. I'm gonna post it in the chat, y'all. Look at that. Twitch. Man, we got 11 viewers. I'm popular, aren't I? Oh god, that's loud. Turn it off. Turn it off.
What's loud? I can't even hear anything.
Well, you'll hear it when the stream catches up. It was the ad for my channel.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, okay. I've got the stream muted because obviously if I'm talking to you,
Gotcha. No, that's fair. Don't want to hear yourself twice.
No.
Let's see. So, again, about the handhelds, I do think the handhelds are going in a pretty bad direction. As I said, I like what the Switch is doing. I'm going to give it a shot. But the thing about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is, even though they looked like really fun games and they looked really pretty, the play behind them is, as you've said, it's pretty boring, easy, and hell, it's not even worth the effort.
No.
I'm excited for, as awful as this sounds, I'm excited for Mr. Masuda Method to step down and give someone who has better ideas the reins. Because right now, he's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. I used to feel the same way about Miyamoto and Mario, just because he kept screwing over Paper Mario and he didn't seem to know what to do with it. But then Odyssey was good. So
yeah, did he do Odyssey? Or did someone else do Odyssey?
I think he directed Odyssey. Obviously, he'll have had a hand in it.
Okay.
But yeah, with Masuda, I don't think. When did he even become the director? What game was it?
I didn't quite find it, but I swear it was either Gen 5 or Gen 6.
Right. Because I know it was a different team to the team that made the current Pokemon games that did Gen
it's
5.
almost something entirely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that the next generation, after this one, is pretty interesting. Hot take: Black and White had the best graphic style of the series. You know what? I'm inclined to go with that. I really liked Black and White's style. It looked really pretty, and even though remember a few 3D cutscenes like the Ferris wheel. Even though you and N were 2D sprite figures, it still looked really pretty.
Yeah, the scenes towards the end as well, where the castle rises up and when Reshiram and Zekrom show up. Yeah.
Reshiram is
my wife.
objectively superior. Get rid of Zekrom.
My wife, Reshiram.
Yeah, exactly. Reshiram is the better. But what about Kyurem? Kyurem sucks.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
Exactly. Bad Kyurem.
I've still never beaten Black 2.
What? There is a Black. What? Oh, you're never
beaten it.
You never beat it?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I didn't play when it came out because I was too busy playing Call of Duty.
Oh wow, Normie.
Yeah. So I got it late. I beat White when that came out, and that was fun. But it just like the beginning of the game feels too much like White did at the time, so I just never beat it.
Just felt
it's
like
the same issue I had with Sun and Moon. Like, it just felt too similar.
Do you feel any different about Diamond and Buzz? Because one thing Tonio said was that Sun and Moon felt like the beta of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Is there anyone who feels the same about, say, Diamond and Pearl going into Platinum, or Black 2 and White 2 Black and White going into Black 2 and White 2, or hell, even Ruby and Sapphire going into Emerald? Are the trios
with I would say Gen 3 and Gen 4, the first games that come out in the trio definitely are just beta versions of the final one. So Sapphire and Ruby are just beta Emeralds and Diamond and Pearl are just beta Platinums. With Gen 5 though, the story is different enough, the areas that you visit are different enough, the amount of Pokemon that you can encounter are different enough. Like with Black and White, you can only catch Gen 5 mons. So at least with Black and White 2, you can then catch mons from previous series. So it feels different enough in that respect as well. So and they even changed the gym leaders in that. And they had just more features on top as well as the other ones too. But with Crystal, Crystal is the story's a bit different, but it's more or less the same. And then obviously Yellow's different to Red and Blue. Yeah, it's weird that they never made Z. I still don't understand
Z
that.
was weird.
I was kind of upset about that.
I think that's what Tonio's mostly upset about. He's just salty that Zygarde never got his rep.
Well, he got
Big Barra Lizard Godzilla never got ripped.
He was in X and Y, and then it wasn't until Sun and Moon came out they added all of his clearly Z shit into it.
Yeah, from the previous generation.
Yeah. At which point, no one cares.
Let's see. Hey, Sean, what's your opinion on Mega Evolutions? Where do you think that took the fun of the gameplay? Because I know you don't care about competitive. I'll definitely talk about Megas and competitive, but what do you feel about them in the game?
In the game, they just felt overpowered, really. Like, already when they came in, it was X and Y, right?
Right.
And that's with the EXP share with everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, already you were overpowered than most of the Pokemon around, especially if you took the time just a little bit to train, just a tiny bit. You're still ahead of everything. So just using that extra time to Mega Evolve, it's just, you didn't need to. So in the game, it was a waste of time. Sure, it was cool to see your Pokemon do another evolution, but it just kind of felt worthless to me.
It felt like an insta-win button?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Especially when you had Lucario.
Right, yeah. Like, they automatically gave you a Lucario, and it was like,
Yeah.
Because that provides an easy segue into competitive. Lucario is one of the best Mega Evolutions around. So powerful that he was banned out of the overuse tier and into Ubers, where legendaries reside. The game basically gives you a legendary Pokemon by the time you have the 4th badge.
Yeah.
But,
what they should have done, I think, because I like the idea in concept. They gave
I do too.
pretty much a lot of the popular Pokemon Megas, because obviously they want the games to sell. So if, oh look, Charizard's got a Mega, the kids will buy it.
yeah.
They should have given bad Pokemon Mega Evolutions, which they kind of did.
Yeah,
but not
all these
enough.
fan favorites have been absolutely left behind by power creep. Beedrill is nothing without his Mega. Absol is nothing without his Mega. Gardevoir and Gallade are nothing. Kangaskhan is nothing. Kangaskhan becomes one of the strongest Pokemon in the entire world, and it was nothing.
Yeah, I just feel like they didn't do enough of that, though. Like,
Autono is bad.
Tyranitar and Garchomp did not need Mega Evolutions.
No, Garchomp's Mega is objectively worse.
Honestly, I want all the starters to have a Mega, though.
At what, Mega Typhlosion?
Yeah, like, I want to see all the starters, like, with their Mega.
Yeah.
It's disappointing
Well,
that
if they ever do make a Gen 4 remake, they'll probably remake the Gen 4 starters.
God, I'd love to see a Mega Infernape.
I think it'd be pretty.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Now we're talking. Oh, I didn't get to finish. I like the idea of Mega Evolutions. I wish there were more of them because they add so much variety to a team composition. If you have a few Pokemon on your team who, just by coincidence, could Mega Evolve, it takes a lot of what Gen 4 did, was give you a team preview. Before Generation 4, you had no idea what was on your opponent's team. And now, with Generation 6 and beyond, with Mega Evolutions, and even Z Crystals, which are even better, I love them more than Mega Evolutions. But the thing about Mega Evolutions is they add variety to a team that can be unexpected. I could have a Lucario and a Salamence and a Tyranitar. And honestly, I mean, I'm running a Sandstorm team, so I'm going to lose. But you have no idea which one of these Megas I'm going to be running, and it adds a lot of variety to the possibilities I can have. I can have a Scarf Salamence, or I can have a Mega. It's super neat.
Yeah,
and it even helps with
counter
power
argument to that is that because there are certain Megas better than others, and you can only have one Mega on a team, it very much values the Mega slot that you have. So
I like that
for
a lot.
a good example, I think, is Mega Pidgeot, which is good, but it's like you wouldn't want to use a Mega Pidgeot when you could just use a Tornadus and a different kind of Mega Evolution.
I'm going to say I like that kind of centralization. Simply because...
Kind of like having a queen piece.
Yes. Sure, if you can sacrifice a little bit and then get something that's still as good, I think it's worth the team building, the strategy you have to put into it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, there was kind of a thing at one point, I don't think you even see it much anymore, where you would have more than one possible Mega to try and fake out the opponent as to what your Mega was.
That happens a lot in VGC. Even nowadays, people will throw in their Incineroar and Landorus, but they still have a Salamence and a Kangaskhan on the back, both of them are confirmed having Mega Stones. It just helps with a matchup if it comes out a certain way.
Yeah.
Z Crystals, I see a lot less of that. Sean, do you know anything about Z Crystals?
Not much, other than the fact that they give you that Z move that looks pretty cool, but
It's very, very powerful. It's not
Right.
just... It's basically a one-time nuke for
Yes.
anything that can break through Protect. It's great.
I don't know how I feel about that, though. I mean, I didn't play Sun and Moon, either the Ultras or the Originals, and
I feel like it gives a lot of Pokemon extra viability, especially things like Volcarona,
Right,
who
but it
sure
feels
was
too
used a lot,
powerful.
but now that you get this with this one-time nuke, it's less than a Mega Evolution.
right.
But if you click the right thing at the right time, you can break through a check and then proceed to sweep. It's absolutely amazing for offensive teams. And even certain defensive teams, like if you give your Toxapex Z Haze, that's a free full health recovery, plus you're getting rid of all of your opponent's boosts if you're able to, tank a +2 double edge. It's really interesting, and I love the concept behind them. What do you got to say? There was a Gen 6 Monotype team that had both Mega Gallade and Mega Gardevoir on it that was very successful. Yeah, it's just all about the certain matchups that you come across. When I talk about Monotype, I always think about type matchups. For those of you that don't know, Monotype is a team format where each team has all of their Pokemon have to share one type. So if you choose a Psychic, every single Pokemon on your team has to have the Psychic type. So you could have, Gallade and Gardevoir because one is Psychic and Fighting and the other is Psychic and Fairy. But the whole thing about Monotype is that matchups are very, very important. It looks like Mega Gallade would be very, very useful against a Dark team, which would absolutely annihilate the rest of your Psychic team. No, Mega Gallade
I
would
used
be
to have
really good
fun
for
playing,
Steel. Yeah, Steel.
Gen 3 games, just playing Mono Water.
Mhm.
So you'd use Mudkip, and then you'd catch a Lotad. And
What, like a
Pelipper.
Nuzlocke type of thing?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a Nuzlocke. I just played the games
Yeah, but
only
it's
using water
like
types.
the game. It's not a competitive thing. It's the actual game.
No, but it's still fun doing it in-game as well.
Yeah. And then, I like the ideas of that. It does affect matchups, and Z Crystals do the same thing. Sure, you could give your Pokemon a leftovers that would allow it to live a little bit longer in most situations, or you could give it a Firium Z that would allow it to break through any kind of check that thinks it can come in and stop its sweep. Changes a lot of the game, depending on who you give it to and when you use it. I like that unpredictability. Weird as it sounds. Like, I hate RNG, but I love skill-based unpredictability if you're able to juke your opponent and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's one of the... I don't know if you know anything about Gwent. That's a bit of an odd one to bring up. It's the Witcher card
Yeah,
game.
the Witcher card
There's a
game.
lot-
I have a friend on Smokeout
Yeah.
who plays it a lot.
In Gwent, even though there is definitely an element of, like, you need certain combos and certain cards in your deck to be successful, there's also definitely an element of, like, faking out your opponent and pretty much, like, deceiving them into thinking that you have certain cards or you don't have certain cards in your hands that could, like, give you an advantage. So one thing that I used to like to do, there's a card where if your opponent has a certain strength in a certain area of their board, you can just wipe out their board. So you would let them build up that area, and then at the end just like wipe it, and then they'd be fucked. So,
Yeah.
No, I love doing stuff like that.
I like that
And
kind of bait
that definitely
stuff,
feels like yeah. It's like an extra element outside of the game. It's similar to what you have
Same.
in poker, really.
Okay, so my buddy here has his own comparison of his own.
Oh, no, I don't.
So we used to play this game. Got it way back when we were in high school, still in marching band. Go to Indianapolis, go to the Indianapolis Mall, and we found this one card game that was called Weed with an exclamation point. And the best card in that game?
Potzilla.
What's that?
There's this monster. He's Godzilla, right? Except he's not Godzilla, he's Potzilla. You play this card and he destroys everything on the field. So basically one person's about to win and you just play Potzilla and suddenly they're out of cards and you can just build up your garden like no one
So
exists.
it's like Dark Hall in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Exactly. That is exactly what it is, except it's Potzilla.
Why would you make that?
Weed is good. Well, the game is good.
The content might not be, but the game play
The game is a
actually
lot of fun.
pretty alright.
I had a lot of fun playing it.
Find it at your local game store.
It's a load of fun. I have a question from Smitten here, who is the best boy, and I love a whole lot. He has a lame question, except
False.
it's not lame at all because he's the best to ever do it. Are there any Pokemon that you wish that were better competitively or were used more in the meta? Depends on what meta
Miltank.
you're talking about. Miltank? Yeah, Miltank.
Yeah.
Mega Miltank would be wild. But if me personally, it just depends on the meta. Like for creative Pokemon, that meta I'm a huge part of. I wish I could see a lot more Victini. He does very well against physical things, especially the two best things in the tier, with Glaciate and such. But he just is completely overshadowed and beaten by Landorus, which I don't want to say delete Genies because I really really like Genies, but Landorus they just centralize like crazy. But then if we're talking about VGC...
Wasn't there a period of time in X and Y where 100% of OU teams used Landorus?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's still something like 40%. It's wild.
Yeah.
But even in different modes, say VGC. I wish Incineroar didn't exist. Absolutely hate Incineroar. Like, I'm excited to use him in Smash. He looks like a lot of fun. But, God, I wish he wasn't in VGC so much because he's... this thick Bara boy who just knocks off everything I have and then does really well under Trick Room, and I hate Intimidate and delete Baracat.
Explain what Incineroar does in VGC, because I don't follow it.
God, he's one of the biggest Pokemon in the meta right now. He's a lot like Landorus. Intimidate lowers two Pokemon's attacks, but he has a lot of extra special utility. He has a very powerful knockoff coming behind his stab and a very high attack stat. Flare Blitz is also very powerful, but as a slow... Oh, get off my mouse. But as a slow, bulky Pokemon, he can run an Assault Vest to boost his own special defensive bulk. He can also be put on Trick Room teams and just absolutely annihilate with his huge power. It's disgusting, and he's used like on 60% of teams or something right now because he's just so useful. I delete Baracat.
I wasn't entirely thrilled with his inclusion in Smash. I would have preferred Decidueye.
I would have preferred Decidueye as well, yes.
Yeah, or Primarina. I don't care.
No. Primarina doesn't belong anywhere.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
No, it wouldn't have been fun. I don't want to play as a mermaid flopping around on the stage. Where's the fun in that? God,
They could have been inventive with it. Like they've got a bloody piranha plant in it, so why not?
Yeah, but he has feet. He still has feet. Primarina don't have feet.
Primarina could have slid about, or there could have been like a water effect underneath, so it would slide.
What, like Suicune and Pokken?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Be like a super slidey Luigi, but a Pokemon.
Mate, wave dashing.
God, delete wave dashing. Melee is a dead game, okay? If you still play
It's
Melee,
not dead yet, unfortunately.
if you still play Melee, you just need to rethink your life, my dude. It's been
I play
20
Melee
years.
for nostalgia reasons, not for clicky clacky and the best reasons.
God,
20 years.
I watched a clip of a Smash tournament the other day. Three Foxes and a Captain Falcon. Like, I just can't look at that and just feel terrible.
Well, Captain Falcon isn't even considered that good in Melee. Like, it's one of the top tiers, but you really, rarely ever see Falcon winning anything.
But why wouldn't you want to run 4 Foxes? Like, come on.
Well, Fox is definitely the best catch in the game. And then Falco, some people argue Falco's better at certain matchups, even though he's very similar to Fox.
Why can't we just buff the Puff?
And then, Puff is really good. I mean,
I know, buff
Hungry
the Puff.
Box is,
She
I
used
think,
to be really
considered the
good,
best
and
in
now
the
she's
world at the
not.
moment.
Buff the Puff.
In Melee, Hungry Box and Armada are the best players, isn't it? And Hungry Box just plays Puff.
Shut up, Quack.
But
Melee is dead.
In,
Alright? I don't
in
care
Smash
about you and
4,
your Miami
they-
butt. Melee is dead.
I hope they make Puff better in bloody Smash 5.
I do too.
I don't like the fact that she's a joke character.
Well, like Piranha Plant. Except Piranha Plant looks good.
Yeah, Power Plant was alright.
God, his reach and power, it looks neat.
It's a bit predictable, the move where he like closes in and then shoots out. Like, because you have to point the direction in first. You could just like wait for it, or
It looks
like
like
a
it'd be
perfect card
really
or something.
useful in a really group battle, like an like an 8 battle.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
You just
It'd be
kind of
good
sit there
at,
while no one pays attention to you.
I think it'd be
What'd
good
I
at ledge guarding as well.
I've seen a lot of really good things about Richter and Simon. Oh, Simon and Richter. They
They look
edge
pretty
guard like
impressive.
gods.
Well, they've got the Sheik's whip, which
Yeah.
he can twirl about, and then obviously his range.
Wrench.
Oh, and then he's also got Ness's bloody fire effect as well, which is good against the ledge, I think.
Hmm.
The axe. Oh god, yeah, they're built for ledge guarding.
Yeah, exactly.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, if you get knocked off the stage by anything, you're not coming back.
I don't know. I'm just gonna use my boy Ike. Hopefully, do good.
Ike's a lot of fun. I can't get good at him because implying Fire Emblem, but he's fun to play as.
Yeah, I've been maining him since Brawl. I've been a lot of fun with Ike.
My younger
It's
brother
fun
mates Ike.
because he's so slow,
Thick.
and a lot of his moves are really obvious. So when you like get into your opponent's head and use the right move at the right time, it's so satisfying.
Okay, he's totally going to do this. Doesn't do this.
Yeah, it was fun in Smash 4 as well because you could just zoom about the screen with his side B.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. So you could fake the fact that he was actually fast.
Did I have any other? Did I miss anything? I'm just looking through right here. Thanks.
Yeah, do you have
Talking
any
Z moves.
people that want to call in?
Yeah, I just want to do a quick call. I've been talking with Skim for a good solid 45 minutes here. Anyone on the stream want to call in? I'm gonna. If no one does, I'm just gonna start talking about Cap because I'm absolutely in love with that right now and have been for a long time, and I want to get skimmed off of my radio show.
More like crap.
Yeah, if anyone wants to has a topic or any questions they want to talk to us and discuss to us about, feel free because we are very much open right now. The phones are open and they're just not ringing. Quack swag. All right, see you later, Skimmy. I'm going to be talking about Quack for something.
So yeah, good
You have
talking to
a
you.
wonderful night, dude. I love you. You're the best.
Likewise, man.
What's up, Quack? My radio show. Are you listening to my stream in the background? Mute that.
Hello.
Mute my stream.
Yeah, if anyone wants to has a
I
topic
can hear
or any
myself
questions they want
echoing.
to talk to us and discuss to us about, feel free. Because we are very much open right now.
Mute the stream.
Open.
Hello.
Mute the stream.
Yeah, hello. Can
Mute
you
the
hear me?
stream.
Quack swag. All right. see you
Mute
later.
the stream.
We have to talk about quack or something.
See ya. Good
You have a wonderful night, dude. I love you. You're the
Quack.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
quack.
How you doing?
Mute the stream.
What's up?
Mute the stream. Okay, thank God.
All right, there we go.
Whew, okay, I just kept hearing myself in the background of you talking.
I can't hear you, my man.
You can't hear me?
You gotta talk pretty loud.
Oh, I'm gonna have to talk pretty loud, huh? Quack, what you want? What's up? You can't hear me? You fit. Oh well, he's gone.
Well,
He's gone. Am I muted? No, I'm definitely not muted. Now I'm muted. The heck is up? Maybe he has me muted.
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he was using the
So,
stream
yeah.
to hear you.
Again, the phone is definitely still open. If y'all want to call in, I'm going to start talking about create a Pokemon. So, this big thing I'm a part of, I'm going to link it real fast because smoke on. Create a Pokemon project. The Create a Pokemon project has been going on since Generation 4, as far as I know. I jumped in a few years ago, back in Cap 22. But the whole thing about it is they basically take the modern overused metagame and... oh, why are you pulling away? Stop. We have headphones. Don't do that.
Pulling away.
Crikey heck, my dude.
You. Pulled
Oh, you want to... Oh, if Divinity wants to... Yeah, let's do that. Yo, I want to talk about Cap. Jump on, my dude. Hey, what's up?
What's up? Nothing.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah, but yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted to talk about Cap for a while.
You can take it wherever you want. I don't have anything specific. But
All right, cool. So yeah, I was just going over the history real fast. It's been around since Generation 4, right? The Cyclant was first made to counter Garchomp.
Yep.
But ever since then, it's definitely grown into its own kind of metagame. It's basically OU, but with 24 extra Pokemon. And right now, we're in the middle of Cap 25, which is supposed to be the silver anniversary. So everyone decided, you know what? Let's break a little rules and be super special with this one. So the thing we did was going to do a starter trio was the super fun thing. If I can find pictures of these Pokemon. But yeah, we decided to do starter trios. I can't find a picture of them. That's rough.
Shouldn't the sprite thread have all three?
Yeah, I was about to say the sprite thread should have them, but let me pull those open real fast. But as a starter trio, of course, they have these certain limitations to them. Ooh, there's Smokemoto. Sprite submissions. Okay. And, oh, pull out. Okay, yeah, so the idea behind this one is that we're trying to create 3 competitively viable starter Pokemon. Of course, fire, grass, and water, but secondary typings being ground for Smokemoto, the lizard, electric and grass for Carabolt, and Maelstrom, this water and bug type, who's supposed to be really defensive while, Galvanize, Carabolt is a lot more offensive, as well as Technician Smokemoto. But the ideas behind them, of course, is that as starter Pokemon, they have limits. And with these limits, you're not able to go above a certain stat limit. You're not supposed to have more than a certain number of moves. And we're only allowed to have 1 competitive ability, each of them for these mons being Technician to power up his weaker moves like a Flame Wheel or Bulldoze. Galvanize to help turn powerful normal attacks into electric-type stab like Hyper Voice, Hyper Beam, and Double Edge. And then Toxic Heal, who is supposed to make a defensive Pokemon very powerful, basically giving him double leftovers in a turn. Or is it triple leftovers?
It's double.
Double? Alright, that's what I thought. We're in a lot of moveset submissions right now, but these are definitely what they look like, and it's super cool, and I love them. And if we pull up the official Cap website itself, a Pokemon, you get to see not all of them. I don't think this website has been updated to... No, it doesn't have anything past Squirfluffle, so that means no Pajantum and no Jumbao.
Yeah. It's also missing all of the Gen 7 updates, so it has, like, Leviathan without Guts.
Without Guts.
And whatever else we did then. I don't remember exactly what.
I don't remember a lot of that. Didn't we, nerfed Armoth into the ground. Illusion is no more.
Yeah, Armoth still has Illusion. What is it? Argonauts, missing Spikes.
Argonaut
A bunch
here.
of other stuff isn't updated.
Yeah, a bunch of older stuff. Yeah, a lot of older Pokemon were updated, like Revenonk and Triage.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea behind these Pokemon is that Cyclant here was the very first one. Some people wanted to test the OU metagame where Garchomp wasn't the most centralizing Pokemon. So they created a Pokemon that would hopefully counter it entirely with Ice and Bug resisting ground, but with also an ability, Mountaineer, that would allow him to avoid all rock-type damage on his first turn, which includes Stealth Rocks. So, he's basically immune to Stealth Rocks. He's faster than Garchomp, isn't he?
Yeah. Garchomp's 103.
103, yeah, and 121 for Cyclan allows him to, hit Garchomp with an Ice Beam before he can move. I really like the idea behind that, even though the test itself was a failure. I think people just started running Fire Fang on Garchomp, right? Or Fire Blast, and Cyclant was just completely...
I'm not entirely sure what all happened with it.
I do know that project, quote-unquote, failed.
I think a lot of the... Well, I guess not a lot of the early ones, but Pyrope and Cyclant specifically, they didn't have concepts back then, right?
No, they didn't.
So
there
wasn't much focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, not concepts like we have today.
Of
it was
course,
just
no.
like, hey, we want to do a thing.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these Pokemon have their own places in the metagame. Argonaut nowadays has become a very special wall, spamming Scalds and Spikes in order to just defensively torment an offensive team with Unaware. Look at that. He's still basically the same. Physical tank that stops stat boosters in their tracks. He's still pretty much the same.
Yep.
Cyclone and Kitsune.
Although he's a bit more of a special tank now. But
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. We didn't change his stats at all, did we?
I don't think so.
No,
I think the only thing that's changed is he got spikes and maybe one or two other moves.
Yeah, he just sort of became specially defensive for some reason.
Well, yeah. Volkraken existed.
Oh yeah,
so-
Volkraken. Yeah, because Volkraken was made in X and Y. Volkraken's a lot of fun. Volkraken is often he's this water fire type who isn't very fast, but often equipped with the Choice Scarf, he is one of the fastest Pokemon in the metagame. And since he comes packing with a very powerful 135 special attack, he spams Fire Blasts and Hydro Pumps like nobody's business. And with his ability Analytic, anyone who tries to switch in to absorb those moves just ends up taking a lot more damage than they should. Argonaut is very threatening. God, all these Pokemon are special in their own way. Malux, yeah, a fire type who loves living in the rain because he has a lot of really weird resistances and heals with
it's
Rain
a
Dish.
defensive mon with an unconventional typing.
That was
also-
the concept, wasn't it?
And then it's also a fire type that likes the rain.
Yeah.
So it's like these two things that are very contradictory.
hmm I know a lot more about the modern concepts such as Crucible. They just wanted to do a Mega, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there wasn't really
That
any
was
direction
a
with that, but
framework,
she's still pretty good.
wasn't it?
Was it?
Wasn't that also a framework, the first one?
I'd have to check. I didn't think it was, though.
I
I think the concept
sure.
was straight up Mega.
Let me check. I thought it was mentioned in the framework stage for this cap.
What, kind of like,
But I might be
we've done
wrong.
this before type of thing?
Let's see.
But while he's looking up that,
Never mind, I'm wrong.
all right,
I
cool.
think it's framework still, but I don't see anything calling it that, so who
Alright.
knows?
But if you want to talk about the metagame itself, there is. I have a lot of fun playing it. The mods usually have very defined roles, but can switch out of them very simply and very easily. Things like Aramoth, who is one of the most versatile things in the game. Often you'll see it running, a Tail Glow or a Quiver Dance set with maybe a Z move to back it up. But a lot of Aramoth have started to run weak armor and physical in order to try and counter things like Assault Vest Colosoil, who are coming back into who are coming back into the mainstream. Colosoil is always very good. Tomahawk is basically the Landorus counter. So of course I love Z moves because Z moves gave Landorus the ability to completely nullify and counter that. If you played it smart, of course, because if your Landorus just wastes its Flyanium Z,
Now
there's
you're
no stopping
Landorus
Tomahawk
with-
anymore.
Yeah, now you're Landorus with 3 move slots. If you waste your Z.
Yeah, and none of them can really touch Tomahawk, except for maybe HP Ice. Get off my mouse!
I think one thing with Cap that's kind of underestimated is that a lot of times with OU people complain about like a stale metagame or getting bored, and this offers the same metagame that you're familiar with, just with the 24 new Pokemon to mess with.
Through my experience with OU, I do agree with some people that the metagame can become very stale and centralizing. Like Skim said earlier, there was once a time at X and Y where almost 100% of teams in OU ran Landorus. But with Cap, the metagame seems to shift a lot. Like, I'll use the same team one time in a week and then use it the next week, and it's almost like every single team I'm facing competitively is different. The metagame seems to shift a lot around little things like, whatever Reach Zero feels like running that week.
Well, a lot of things are just unexplored.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things to be found in Pokemon that are created to be competitive. This isn't just Game Freak hobbled a Pokemon together and it happened to be good doing this one thing. A lot of Pokemon here in creative Pokemon can do a lot of things. The most prime example being Necturna, a grass and ghost type who learns Sketch once. But she can do literally everything with that one move.
I was reading the VR Rises today, and one thing that Snake said is like, oh, while Necturna has the one really strong set, there are 3 other sets that are like also there, and that's something that you don't really see outside of maybe Landorus and OU.
I wish I could see more Plasmanta in the metagame. Like someone asked earlier if there was one thing I could see. If there was one Catmon that I could see more of, I wish it'd be Plasmanta. He's a lot of fun to see. Maybe with a choice scarf.
Maybe. I think that's what most of them run, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen a few choice specs, but it just feels like Landorus is too everywhere for Plasmanta to really run, even with HP Ice in the back.
I think one of the sets that I heard got some traction a while ago, if I haven't heard it in a while, was doing, I think it was Sub Life Orb with dual stabs HP Ice. I don't remember exactly what it was.
I think I remember reading about that on a team builder and then never seen it actually.
Yeah, it's like I saw it once on Ladder and then I never saw it again.
Just checking in on this. All right, looks like from one of our listeners we got a little gif of Susie doing the default dance. Thanks for the contribution, Bill. Really appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely love this metagame. If you like competitive Pokemon, creative Pokemon is definitely something to check out, especially since we're in the middle of Cap 25, which I'm having an absolute buttload of fun with. Making move pools for these Pokemon and making them flavorful, especially. We have to not just create competitive move pools, they have to be attractive and make sense, especially for such flavorful Pokemon such as starters.
I think one thing that I underestimated, at least looking at submissions, I haven't done it for move pools, is the 85 move limit. When you think about it, it's like, oh, that's a bunch.
It's really small.
But yeah,
I've had to cut a lot of things that I really like just because of how small it is. And even then, people are still getting mad at me and saying, like, 85 is, the absolute maximum we want to have, not a goal. It's like, what else do you want me to cut?
Yeah, when we were doing, when we decided on Technician, I was like, oh, I want a bunch of these, like, little small Technician moves that may not see competitive viability, but, it's just future-proofing,
it still
or
works
just
with
these
the ability.
cool little things. But with 85, it's like, oh, well, I guess you don't even have room to put those in.
No, does Poison Fang work with Technician? I feel like it reaches 50. I mean, 60.
Yeah, it's 55, I think.
Poison Fang. Where are you at? Yeah, 50. I thought it was 60, but yeah, it still gets affected by Technician. Very nice.
One of the... Isn't that on the required move set?
Poison
Or
Fang?
one
No.
mandatory moves?
No, I don't think Poison Fang is. Let me check it real fast. I don't think it is. I don't think we have any Poison type moves that are required, actually.
I'm pretty sure both it and Clear Smog are required.
Mandatory moves. Nope, Poison Fang is required. I'm just stupid. Clear Smog is there. Wait, no, it's not.
It's in your moveset.
It is in mine, but that doesn't mean anything. Wait, do I have it highlighted as necessary?
Yeah. Isn't it necessary? Hold on.
It doesn't look like it is. Clear Smog. I'm not seeing it.
Acids. It's near the bottom. Poison Fang. Between Overheat and Sand Tomb.
Yeah, no, I said Clear Smog. I don't think that's required.
Oh, maybe it's not. I swear it was on
Poison
a set.
Fang is. Poison Fang is, but I'm not sure Clear Smog
Yeah.
is.
Hold on. I swear it was on one of the approved move sets.
But the fun, like you said, you haven't touched move pools. Do you have any ideas of stuff you'd want to do with that?
Well, I haven't touched flavor move pools, and I don't have any strong opinions, but I was active in the competitive move pools.
Okay, so yeah, stuff with moveset and such.
It was acid spray, not clear smog. That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
acid spray like lowers special defense by 2 stages, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a part of the technician thing. Could help break through some checks. But I mean, I was keeping up with the competitive and stuff. I didn't post nearly as much as I am with flavor, cause flavor. Oh God, I love flavor. Like those.
For me, it's the opposite. I was talking a bunch in competitive, and now that we're at flavor, it's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, that was when I first threw out this framework of having a starter trio. The biggest thing I did think about was how fun it would be to do flavor, because I remember having a lot of fun with the flavor in the last 2 caps. But having a starter trio that would in my ideal version, they all played around each other a little bit, kind of like a Greninja, Chestnut, and what's the Delphox?
Yeah.
Yeah, Delphox. Really like that. But, I mean, of course, with competitive Pokemon, that's a lot harder to do. But even so, each of their own individual flavor, such as Carabolt, being an Irish elk or a caribou, and Snailstrom being a monarch, and Smokemoto being a giant monstrous lizard. It's fun to play around with what they have.
If we don't get the Toxapex Dex entry for Snailstorm, I'll be so sad.
I'm 100% making a Dex entry that has to do with him just not letting Toxapex exist, and then because I think
protecting the Corsola.
Yeah, protecting the Corsola. I have several egg moves from Corsola in there just cause.
That's like the only part of flavor that I really care about.
It's a very wholesome relationship they have.
Yeah.
Very wholesome and loving.
I need to head out. It's been nice talking to you.
All right, that's cool. Because I have. All right, thanks a lot. You have a nice night, my dude.
Yeah, you too.
All right, I'm gonna ask Smith if he wants to call in. He's offline right now, even though he is asking some questions. I'm gonna ask him real fast if he wants up. But if he doesn't. Yep, phones are still active for anyone who is listening in. I'd love to talk to you because this guy right next to me has been on his phone for 30 minutes, staying silent, not saying anything.
Hey, I don't know anything about Cap.
Yo, what's up, Simon? Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yes. What's up, my dude?
None. Who else would pick up?
I don't know. It sounds pretty quiet. It sounds pretty loud over there. Am I bothering you?
No, I'm just watching professional wrestling.
Nito Petito. So you're asking, if you could have one Pokemon come to life, what would it be? Well, you already know my answer to that. You just want me to say it on air, so I'm going to make you answer it first.
Dino, there we go. Yeah, that's a good solid answer. Dino.
Dio? Did you just say Dio?
Dino.
Oh, Audino. Okay.
Gen 5 special wrestling grass.
Oh, let me pull it up. Oh, it was no. Nope, I've absolutely hecked it up. I don't care anymore. All right, so not Dio, Audino. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Audino?
I've always said Audino. Weird. I don't know if it's like pronounced different. I always just said Audino.
I always said Audino because like auditory. But
well, I guess that makes sense.
I think I would have said Audino, but like I think I saw the show at one point and they were just saying Audino, or the actual Pokemon says that.
Yeah, like Audino says Audino. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. But I always like how people say different types of Pokemon. It's fun. It's nice hearing what differences.
Yeah, like colloquialisms between the North and the South or what have you. Saying soda, pop. So why Audino? Is it just because it's your favorite, or can you imagine some kind of utility for it in our modern world?
Well, I mean, it's cute. What else do you need?
Companionship, right?
I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe you can do something like
just wants an autonote of
healing
love.
or something.
Of course, the first
Maybe
thing I was thinking
heal
was
or something, I
hospitals,
don't
of
know.
course.
Yeah, that's what. Does it have a healing?
Oh yeah, it's basically chancy, or yeah, but I don't know.
Right. But what does it do?
Heal pulse, used to be
okay,
its
okay.
signature move.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Actually, I'm gonna change my answer. Just all normal.
All normal types? Wow, that's a cop out.
I mean, think about what we would gain.
We would lose.
Like-
We would basically create and destroy our entire model ecosystem because Zangoose would overpower anything alive. As would Staraptor, because Staraptor would basically drive all other birds to extinction.
All right. Well, then we'll have Staraptor, so it's okay.
Staraptor
And
is
since
the best
Staraptor's
bird, but I mean,
all birds aren't out of existence now, are they?
One scary.
I like-
the wild ones would probably go after humans, small humans.
yeah, like Staraptor eating your baby, my dude.
Well, don't take your babies outside. Easy.
What kind of world are we living in?
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Man, I was just think. What about the Peruglies that are be around now?
God, ban Perugly.
You know, think about the cat.
Perugly
Think
is
about the
bad.
Stoutlands.
Stoutland is also bad.
Oh man, but I like Stoutland.
Well, heck you, you're bad.
Okay, well, I mean, in the game it wasn't that good, but Stoutland's a good design.
No, he's not.
I beat Black and White with a Stoutland.
He's a hairy dog.
Sure, he didn't do much, but I still beat the
No,
game
he's
with him.
hairy.
He was alive. He was alive when I got to the Hall of Fame. So
Good for you. Let's see. If I were to bring a single Pokemon into existence,
Like
mhm.
like the whole population of them.
depends
just
on
one
the
for
Pokemon.
you.
Depends on the Pokemon.
Okay.
Because if I'm thinking of a legendary or something, it'd obviously
Oh,
be
okay.
only one.
Right.
But if it was a species, of course, it'd have to be integrated into our world.
Do starters count as legendaries? Though?
No.
Because there's like
No.
only like
No,
five
there's a
of
lot
them
of
in
starters.
the-
Sean, did you not watch the Squirtle Squad?
Yeah. Okay, he got me there.
Squirtle Squad. Squirtles exist. All starters exist.
Somewhere.
But
I want you to answer one more time.
oh my God, Smith.
Do it.
Okay, last time I want a Pignite.
Why Pignite? What? Why not Tepig? Tepig is the
Tepig would be cute.
yeah.
Because
Tepig is the 100% best Pokemon in that entire line. Why would you choose Pignite?
Because Pignite isn't he can pick things up.
So can Embor.
Well, yeah, but I don't want an Ember. He's gonna burn down my house or something.
And Pignite's not?
How do you know? His entire face is half fire.
Why wouldn't you pick Tepig?
Because then there's gonna be a pig. There's gonna be I don't know, man.
Pick up your own shit.
I thought I asked you a question. Why are you
I'm
doing me?
asking you the
Yeah,
question.
you
Why the
haven't
hell wouldn't you
answered.
pick Tepig?
All right, fine. I'll change my answer again.
Oh my
I'll have
God!
I don't know. There's too many Pokemon to choose from. Why can't we just go back to Gen 2 when there was like only like 200?
No, delete Gen 2. Delete. Because I don't know. No one. Everyone loves Gen 2. I just
Oh,
don't.
okay.
Gen 2 makes me nauseous.
No, let's just bring Stunky.
Yeah, Stunky. Yeah, that's my answer. Stunky.
Why just Stunky?
I don't know, Sean.
I
Why
don't
just
like
Stunky?
Because that was the worst Pokemon I could ever think of.
He doesn't like Stunky. That's why.
Yeah, that's one of the worst.
Oh, okay.
He wants to
Anyway,
run it over with
everyone
his
knows
car.
that the worst Pokemon is none of them because all Pokemon are great in their own right.
No, it's Licky Tongue
You don't like Licky
and Mr.
All right,
Mime
Okay, I don't like
all right,
Mr.
Mr.
Mime.
Mime isn't.
and Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn is also bad.
You don't like Rhyhorn?
There's a lot of
Listen.
Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon that are bad.
I can name Coolfish.
Dunsparce, bad.
What?
No, Coolfish.
Uh,
That's the worst Pokemon.
the
Coolfish.
legendary dogs, bad. Jolteon, bad.
I think you're
Yeah,
just
just
trying to
said
be
Jolteon's
controversial at this point.
Jolteon
You're
is
just
bad.
trying to trigger.
Said Jolteon's bad. Oh my god. What controversial thing is he gonna say next?
Mew, bad.
Your account just keeps dropping.
Honestly, though, I like Mew. I don't like the legendary dogs, though. Don't know why. Just never have. If I were to bring a single Pokemon to life, what would it be? I've been mulling it over, and I wouldn't bring back a single species. I think I'd just go with Victini. Simply because he'd introduce a piece of harmless, legendary adventure into our world. You know, something that weary travelers can go and search out in the mountains or whatever, and it can change their life. You know, something that's pretty harmless.
Yeah, mushrooms can do that too, but
mushrooms are pretty harmful. What the heck are you talking about?
I mean, if take some mushrooms.
Why are you bringing up mushrooms?
Safe environment, it can change your life. You'll be
but not in a positive way. You're not going out into the mountains to change your life, and then mushrooms. This is what I've been looking for.
I mean, that's some people.
It's not everyone. Who's going out to a mountain to look at mushrooms?
That's a dumb question. Victini can't help everyone.
Dumb questions.
There's truffle hunters. So.
Truffle hunters. So Tepig, right? Or bringing Tepig back? Is that what we're doing?
So now we're using Pokemon for labor.
Yeah, Sean.
Wasn't that the whole point of Pokemon?
To be
no.
Literally every single one of them is used for labor. You go to a city in Pokemon, you see that they're using them.
No, they're for friends and for training and battling and growing your bond. Not for helping you do things.
They help you because they like you.
Yes.
Like a friend.
Right.
Well,
like I'd help you build a shed, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it because I don't want to, and not because I'm ordered to.
You still have city worker Pokemon. But
that's not what they're there for.
You know what? I'm just gonna have a Zangoose, just one.
No. Zangoose, bad.
Just one of them.
Just one Fennekin.
No, God, you furry.
That's not furry.
I'm not a furry.
I'm not talking to you. I'm yelling at this SOB next to me who wants his own Fennekin.
Oh. Well, that's just a Fennekin is that's having a dog.
Fennekin is
until you evolve it, then you're a furry.
You know that?
If you just have a Fennekin, then you just have a dog.
Let me pull up that scale. The scale of furriness.
No, that's if you want to.
Scale of furry. To it. Sean, you are all the way on the 5. Yes, you see that? You see that? Where is it? Scale of furry. That's you. That's you. That's you.
Again, it's the wrong way.
That's you.
Whatever.
What are you doing?
I guess being a furry.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's what you're doing.
All my life, I didn't know. I guess I am.
Yeah. Freaking heck.
Listen, man, all I'm saying is, if I had a Zangoose, I would take care of it. And make sure it was taken care of. And
so he can have a Zangoose and just take care of it. And I could have a Fennekin and just take care of it.
No, because that's furry.
Fine. No, it's not.
Alright, so if someone has a dog, does that make them a furry?
Yes!
Oh my god. You furry then.
It's not my dog, she's old.
That makes it worse for you.
You have 3 dogs, you're worse. It's alright. Fox already thinks I'm a closet furry anyway.
Well, what if you have a cat? Then what?
Oh, cats are good. Cats are the best animal.
So if I were to have a... There isn't a cat starter, is there?
There
isn't.
Litten.
There isn't.
Litten.
We figured it out.
Baracat. Fuck!
Shut up,
Baracat! Darn it! No, Baracat is the worst. God, I hate Baracat.
Why'd you have to go and ruin my... I was having a... I'm sad now. Look what you did. Why'd you have to say that?
No. God. Well...
I was on to something. You were like, oh, it was Gen 7. And now my entire idea is...
Smitten, I'm not telling you to get off my phone, but I'm going to tell the stream real fast. Hey, I'm still taking callers. If you have any opinions or want to talk to me and Sean here, you go nuts. But right now, I'm going to keep talking to Smitten. So let's see. You're watching wrestling, right? So we're going back to Baracat. God darn it!
All I'm saying is I had a Switch, and if I had Smash, I would play him, and I would just quote anything wrestler related because...
Actually, that could
you know, what you gonna do when the Pokemania runs wild on you, brother? Does he have an elbow drop?
I'm not sure on that one.
I don't know. I
think he
don't know what an
does.
elbow drop is.
Well, you drop on someone.
Granny, it's right there in the name. It's a drop. What you drop on someone with your elbow. It's right there.
What does like what fish bungee does?
Like you jump up and you
yeah, and
bring
then
your elbow.
yeah, fish bungee does that. God, can we put
Man,
fish
no.
bungee in Smash? Let me Google fish bungee real fast. Y'all are gonna love him.
Let's
Fish-
not put it.
fish
Let's not do that and put a real
bungee.
character that deserves to be in there, like Morgana from Persona
No,
5.
like fish bungee from Slap City. God, look at this absolute unit. Look at him.
What's Slap City?
God, I want him in Smash. Look at him. Absolute unit.
I'm gonna write Sakurai a letter and tell him to put Morgana from Persona 5 in the Smash
I'm
Bros.
gonna tell him to put in the fish. Look at him.
We don't need a
Absolute
fish. We already have a
unit.
fish. We have
I'm
Uh,
not gay, I swear, but
shit.
holy heck, I want him in Smash. Look at him.
Speaking of fighting games, Granny, have you how's Skullgirls going for you?
I played it a little bit. Haven't done much since then. I've touched on Sarabella and Peacock.
Wow.
Peacock looks
Well,
super.
fight.
Super
Of course, you would
complicated.
mainly grab. Of course, you would main a grab character. That's amazing.
What's that supposed to mean?
See, an intellectual like myself, I only play the two Smash characters in the game: Valentine, and the one with the umbrella, whose name Parasol. That's the name Parasol.
Yeah, Parasol.
I made two Smash characters in the game. So
I'd like Peacock if I could get more into her moveset. It looks super complicated, and if I really wanted to get into it, I have a lot of fun with Paprika and them's fighting hers and all of her traps and stuff.
just throw bombs. SMH.
But
That's all.
the biggest thing that I liked about Sarabella was her reach and how she could get in, how she could hit you from far away and really close. It's what I'm used to playing as Paprika, which is what I'm a lot more familiar with. Paprika's range is absolutely out of control, and it's hard to predict, and it's a lot of fun to play around with.
Speaking of which, I need to get the fighting herd so I can play as what's her name? The deer.
That's literally all 6 of them.
If he puts Velvet.
Velvet? No, he said the deer. That means Velvet.
No!
Velvet.
Triggers.
That's all. The only two characters I know from the fighting herd is Paprika and Velvet. And
Paprika is the best.
I already
is
played
good.
Paprika, so I can't play Paprika, so I have to play Velvet.
Pap is the best. Paprika.
Getting beat by Pap is okay. Getting beat by literally Velvet is just.
What I like playing as Velvet.
I want to die.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, looks like we have someone else calling in talking about starter Pokemon. So Smith, if you want to call in later, I absolutely love you, and you're my favorite person in the world.
Yeah.
Including this guy right here. You're better than him.
All right.
Probably right.
So, yeah, thanks for coming in. It's absolute blast being with you.
Okay.
All right, I'm hanging up. Okay, don't make this awkward.
I'm not making this awkward.
No, you're making this awkward. I don't want to click leave call.
Neither do I.
Then don't.
Oh, okay. No, I won't hang up. You hang up.
All right.
Oh no, you hung up on me. No. Sean put a sad emoji in chat. Oh,
Betrayal.
that's horrible. All right, what's up, JJ? Colon and parentheses.
Oh, okay, that.
God, you twat.
Oh, wow, it comes up. Would you look at that?
Yeah, would you look at that? What's up,
Yo,
Jay?
what up?
Hello
What's
there.
up, JJ?
Oh shit! People actually know who I am.
Yeah, of
What
course I
up?
know who I am. It says AKA JJ Feather up in the top.
Wonderful. You know, I'm stupid. I should have known it said that up there.
All right, so a serious discussion on the best starter Pokemon. Well, you lead me off with your opinion, and we'll go from there.
All right, so I hold the belief that Infernape is the best.
You're right. End of story. You're right.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, usually when I say that, people are like, "Oh my god!" But how could you dislike Decidueye or some shit? I'm like, bruh.
Torterra is
like,
shit.
Infernape is both a fire type, a fighting type, and also a flaming monkey.
It's a flaming monkey. That is objectively
Like,
the best starter.
Like, what else is there to discuss? I'm glad that we see eye to eye on this topic, because
Yo,
there
you
are a
and me,
lot of
buddy.
misguided souls out there.
Everyone who says otherwise is just straight wrong.
Yeah, that right there is the facts. There
The best
are
starter.
no other options.
Yeah, no. As soon as I saw Chimchar, I was in love.
Yeah, I remember seeing Chimchar and I'm like, whoa,
This is.
it's a fire monkey.
There's
It
no
looks
way it can get
awesome.
better than this.
Like what? Like I remember thinking like. So I think the last time I had before falling in love with it, it was like I fell in love with Quilava specifically from Gen 2. Not Typhlosion, no, just
Quilava,
Quilava. I
especially,
don't really
okay.
know why, but just Quilava. And then they came out with Fire Monkey, and I'm like, it doesn't get better. Like you can try, but you just can't get better than a flaming monkey.
I've heard a lot of discussion myself. Many people seem to think that Monferno is superior to Infernape.
That is. Okay, you know what? I'll respect that it's at least in the family tree, but come on, like Infernape just looks like Infernape kind of reminds me of like a 10-year-old child, just hyper as fuck, ready to go, but like older than an obnoxious 7-year-old, you know? Like Monferno's got the energy, but it doesn't have the maturation.
But like Azurite, I do like the blue ring around its eyes. It's super neat, kind of like a mask.
Yeah.
But Infernape does that even better. Just look at that gold plating on him. God, this
Dude.
unit is ready to go.
Yeah, that Infernape is fucking sweet. There's no better starter, and I don't think though. Honestly, with the way the designs have tapered off since then, I don't think they're ever gonna compete with it. Like,
Man, you're
how
just
you compete
reflecting
with
what
it.
I've been saying for 8 years. No one ever listens to me.
Which, by the way, where's my Gen 4 remake?
Where?
Fuck
Yeah, we
all
were
the bullshit.
God,
where's my Gen 4 remake?
We were talking about that earlier on this show and how much Masuda sucks and how we haven't had a remake since ORAS.
Yes, I was literally sitting there like, so Gen 7 came out. I'm like, hopefully,
Okay,
the
we're going
next
to get
year will be the
we're
year
going to get Gen
that
4.
we'll get the Gen 4,
But no, we get Pokemon Let's Go.
and we get
another Gen
Pokemon
1.
Sun and Moon, then Ultra Sun and Moon, and then Let's Go.
More Kanto. More Kanto.
Yes, because I haven't had enough of Kanto already. Between the Kanto games, the Johto games, the Kanto remake, the Johto remake, there hasn't been enough Kanto. No, not at all.
Let's just get another one in there.
Don't worry, they're gonna manage to finagle the next remake into it.
Black one. Man, I'm so yeah. They're just going to skip Diamond and Pearl and go straight to Black and White.
Black and White already got a second version. Fuck. Black and White got their second version. X and Y got skipped because X and Y sucked way too much to make a second version out of.
Oh yeah, Rib Z. Yeah, Rib Z.
Sun and Moon got their second version. Give me my Diamond, give me my Platinum remake. I don't really care. Like Diamond and Pearl were great, but Platinum was just like the penultimate Pokemon game right there. Like
a lot of people think that Heart Gold and Soul Silver outcompete Platinum, but I'm very much willing to disagree with that. I think
very much.
The Pokewalker was super neat, but again, it's just Kanto and Johto. Platinum took something new and made it even more interesting than it was in the first place.
Yeah. I remember my favorite part of Platinum, besides the fact that, first of all, Gen 4 had the most interesting Pokemon designs across the board. There
was
is
super
no
neat.
disputing it.
Yeah.
Between the added evolutions to the game,
that was
the amount of the amount of added evolutions, the starters were dope. Legendaries, and there were 3 or 4 separate trios of legendaries in that game.
Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf, that's 1. Diamond, Dialga,
Creation
Palkia, and
trio.
Giratina, that's 3.
Then you had Shaman was in there. Manaphy came from that.
Yeah. A lot of people like to count Heatran and Regigigas as a sort of duo, but I guess Regigigas kind of completes the Regi trio from Hoenn.
Yeah. But there were 10
Darkrai and
different
Cresselia
legendaries.
are a duo.
Oh shit! 12. I forgot they came. Gen 4 had so much amazing design just crammed into one generation. They blew their entire load making that generation of games. It was amazing.
I blew my
And then
load too.
there was the fucking same here. The what is it? The Battle Tech. the battle.
Ooh,
not even
yeah,
battle,
the
like,
Battle
all
Frontier.
battle-
Battle Frontier.
all the different battling facilities.
That was a lot
Oh
of
my
fun.
god!
In Platinum, yeah, it just expanded. I had a lot of fun with the Battle Tower and Pearl, and then Platinum made that even better, and then 2 gave us 4 more of them.
Yeah,
It made the post game feel worth it, you know? It wasn't just a slog to catch every Pokemon. This was like a physical challenge that I had to try really hard to do.
There was so much to do in Platinum. I got so close to 100%ing Platinum, but like, oh my god, it was so much.
I'm way too much of a casual to ever 100% a Pokemon game, but glad you tried.
I think everybody tried, but people realized that is a lot of content jammed into one game.
I am so glad our discussion has gone this way. I was kind of fearful. I thought you were going to come up and tell me something weird like Sceptile was the best starter, and I just have to
Lord,
tell you how awful you are at taste.
Have you seen me in ASB? Well, BBP now. I've dissed Sceptile more times than I can count.
Oh, I've seen it. And then you just bring up Infernape, and we've only gotten better from here.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot, Jay.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad I could add this spark of wonderful discussion to your podcast. I will definitely make sure I drop a sub here because this actually seems like some follow rather. Or sub, I don't either one.
Yeah.
To make sure I tune into the rest of these because I like this type of I like podcasts. Podcasts are cool.
Hey, while you're here, you want to shell? Wait, yeah, you're still doing Battle by Post, right?
I'm the head mod, of course.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were. All right, I've become very inactive in it because Cap 25 is a thing, and I'm way more involved in that right now. But hey, let me pull it up on the screen cap real fast, and you sell it to us.
Wonderful. All right, I'll do a quick plug for us.
All right.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, the Cap 25 is interesting. I don't get involved just because like my involvement in Cap is very limited to just because I'm a part of like BBP. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. So I don't really. After all the stuff with Plasmanta / oh my god, I don't want to put my name anywhere near Cap just because I don't want any additional smoke coming our way. We've already got the senior staff not liking us. We can't have much more problems. Otherwise, we might be kaput. But so for people who are watching and don't know what this part of the forum is. This is Battle by Post, recently renamed. We're working on rebranding it because it's been a meme for almost the entirety of the time it's been around. Yep. And we would like to fix that as a community. We've decided it's finally time to fix that, which is how I became the mod. Actually, it was just we said we should fix the game, and our existing head mod said, "Well, I'm too inactive. Let's give it to the person who can handle it." But so we're fixing the game to make it more competitively focused while not losing sight of our,
the
role-playing roots.
Yeah.
Because the role-playing, I'll admit, while I do love the number crunching, like for people who are here and have actually traversed either our IRC channel or our Discord at any point in time, like you've probably seen me engaging in some very in-depth theory crafting discussions, and while I do love the theory crafting aspect, I do acknowledge that the flavorful role-playing aspect is important to it because it gives us somewhat immersive feeling to it, yeah. Which is something that I like. I kind of like the idea of becoming what is it like when I first got my first gem, I had somebody recolor a Volkner sprite.
Yeah, let me pull up your profile real fast because yours is very interesting. Right now, I was just in a battle between
my unique pictures on it anymore.
T-Man 87, who is one of the best people. And God, T-Man, I remember introducing him to ASB way back in the day. He's like I forget how I met him. Oh yeah, he had a Karawa Shoujo avatar. So I just said, you know what, you have a super awesome avatar. And then we talked on Discord about it. And then I told him that ASB is great, and he joined it, and now he's a freaking moderator.
Yeah, he's awesome. He helped me so much actually.
Yeah, him and Nightblitz are fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad to see. Like I remember when we've had like the discussion. I think it was like a couple months ago about like fixing the forum. One of the biggest parts of the discussion was getting active moderators to actually make things happen in the community.
Right.
And I remember when Dogfish DM'd me like saying, "I'm gonna make you head mod if you're okay with that. Who do you want on your team?" I actually immediately said, "T-Man, you should go to my original profile." Actually, this one's kind of bland.
I'm looking for it. Yeah, I'm looking for it.
It's at the top of my top of my OP. Like, go back to my profile.
Alright,
You can just go.
alright. Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah,
OP.
like,
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just immediately was like, I want T-Mac because he's so active
He's
and
so
like
helpful.
he's actually.
Yeah.
He's also one of the few people I know who have like active community. Oh, if you see that, like actually on the screen, so the Fairy Volkner is the one with the Gardevoir next to it,
Yeah.
and then there's the Stepping Stone I use afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I liked I liked having recolors done of various characters I liked. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I had him made him out because he was just very helpful. Anyway, let's actually talk about what BBP is.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, completely. I got completely distracted on topic. This
Yeah,
happens
don't
when I'm
worry about it.
excited.
Yeah.
So
I love
it's
hearing that you're excited about it. Of course, it's something you're passionate about.
Yeah,
A lot of people get interested in
otherwise
that
I
kind
wouldn't
of
have accepted the duty of trying to rework it. But so we're trying to make it into a more competitive battling form. Where think of it kind of like almost like playing on Showdown, but rather than you enter tournaments and whatnot, you play that day whole set, then weekly time. You play. It's kind of like playing in a D&D game by post or
That is exactly what it's
any
like.
other thing like that. You just play a Pokemon battle by post. The rules have been of course altered to fit this because there are some things you can't emulate unfortunately by post unless you do some interesting rule sets, which I should have tooled around with more, but I didn't look at it too deeply. But so you create your profile, you get your Pokemon, and every Pokemon, I like to always say almost every Pokemon is usable here.
Almost every single. Yeah, they're all viable in their own ways.
There's a lot of discussion about you will find people often discussing, like, especially if you ever stop by our Discord, there are people who say like, oh my god, Mega Gardevoir is broken OP, which by the way, they're wrong, but that's a different discussion. You'll hear a lot of people talk about broken OP, all these top tier things.
Like Lucario
but
is another one.
Yeah, I spend majority of my time actually looking for the Pokemon that aren't as good. Like for example, one of my favorites that I actually need to really put more practice in on is Stoutland. It's a very underrated Pokemon,
Stoutland,
both in game and here. But thanks to our unique items, because in making the system as diverse as it is, we retooled items that either had poor purposes in game or actually exist in game, but for purely evolutionary purposes, we retooled them to make them actually
like electric stones.
Exactly. Or like for Stoutland, Razor Fang is actually is my favorite item on it because it has I don't think it has strong draw, but it basically gets strong draw from the item, and it has basically every biting move.
Yeah, because moves give them certain effects that are basically abilities on top of them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there's
items are very interesting in Battle by Post to have a lot of very interesting effects on them.
Yeah. There's a lot of very interesting ways you can tool your Pokemon here, and I think I promote, people who coming in. People always, of course, ask, what's the top Pokemon here, whatever. And there are those top Pokemon. For example, I can see it now that you're scrolling over my Victini.
Yeah,
yes, very powerful Pokemon.
Just because, the thing about Victini, he isn't powerful in actual competitive because of 4 move slot syndrome. He can't possibly cover everything he has to. But in
here,
Battle
where
by
4 move slot
Post,
syndrome
where you
doesn't
have
exist,
every single move he can ever learn, the potential that he has to be a nuisance or a supportive or just a really, really strong attacker, it's infinite.
You get a lot more possibilities in a world where because in 4 moves, sure, in game you could give it the 4 moves you want it to do to have a specific purpose, but here, instead of having to pick its purpose ahead of time, you just send it into the battle and you decide what you want it to be.
What it does.
Do you want it to tank something? Do you want it to be a setup sweeper? What do you want it to do? One of my personal favorites for this is actually Kecleon. You can beat things senseless with Kecleon. You can wall something with Kecleon. You can use Kecleon as a status.
Yes, Kecleon
is
a wall. You people heard that right. Kecleon is a wall.
For people who think Kecleon is too frail, in BBP, he's a wall. He's a special wall with the ability to beat you up if you're not paying attention.
All right, here he is.
It's really nice.
Here to the Kecleon. You see all these moves? Every single one of them changes his type if you want it to.
Note, if you want it to.
Yes, it doesn't even have to.
If you want it to.
You can basically be whatever type you want at any given time. It's crazy.
I think my Kecleon has every type except for 1.
Maybe
and
fairy.
That would be 2. It doesn't have dragon. It doesn't have fair.
Dragon and Fair.
Those
Yeah,
are the
those are
only
the
two
two.
I skipped off.
Yeah, those are
And-
the two.
But having 16 types of damaging moves at your disposal gives
Out of
it a
111
ton of
moves. Yeah.
gives it a ton of flexibility that allows you to choose it. Like in my current tournament battle, I'm using it as a setup mod. Like so far, all it's done is set up Trick Room and set up Stealth Rock, and be a nuisance. That's it. In other matches, I've seen it used. One of my first. When I joined the forum like two and a half years ago, I rep the gym battle, and I saw Kecleon take out 2 of the leaders' Pokemon on its own.
Yeah, on its own. I remember reading that one. T-Man linked it to me a couple of months back.
Yeah, it's insane. Like you can really take Pokemon, especially ones that are completely underappreciated in any of the Smogon meta games, whether it be OU all the way down to RU or even PU, and make them really good here if you have, the ingenuity to think of ways to make them work. Of course there's some skill needed in writing, proper orders and whatnot, which if you do come by our Discord and check it out, we can walk you through that process. You can make anything good here, and that's actually why I love it so much. You take whatever Pokemon you like and you make it great. Fuck hoping that
and you make it great by yourself
through
several battles. It feels very progressive. Yeah. Like you don't just start with this. You start with a Pokemon that has 40 or so moves, and you make it better just by battling. It feels like you're actually accomplishing something. But I just want to point something out real fast. The reason I joined ASB in the first place is because it has Catmons in it, which I absolutely love. Stratagem.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, we do incorporate every Cap Pokemon. Like we're anxiously waiting Cap 25's release, which of course is going to be in forever because it's a starter mod, which means it'll have 2 prevos, and we can't put it in until all of the data is compiled.
Oh, really?
But we
you guys wait?
Yeah, we don't release a cap until after all the data, like until it's been decided that every pre-evolution is done.
I forget. Do you guys have a Jumbao yet? Like, has Mumbao been completed? I think he has.
I'm bad. Mumbao's data has been in the NDA for about a month.
Yeah. Okay. And he just hasn't been integrated yet.
So basically, it's one of those things where like when you're busy, you do so many things that like sometimes like little things. Like I've been trying to get I got the gym league back up and running finally.
Yep.
I've been reworking TLRs for a while now because TLRs were bad to begin with.
It was hard to get into.
It's like we're fixing that because they were bad to begin with. We kept an old framework from a very distant time. Like
let's see. So wasn't it on like an entirely different forum or something?
Yeah, so ASB came around like 7 years ago, and TLRs came out like 5 years ago. Back when social groups were a thing. The game was very different back then. Like for example, ranks capped at 5. Like when you got to 5 is when you took the hard cap on your the soft cap on your stat bonus instead of 6. It was back in Generation 5 before fairies came out. There were a lot of things that just weren't touched. The system needed to be revised, but it never did because it never occurred to me after I picked it up how poor the system was until as I started reworking everything else, I realized that TLRs as a whole needed a full rework to pull it back together. Because it's one of those things where it takes so much time that people don't do it unless they feel they're ready. But people who ref TLRs are people who are good at the game. Therefore, you feel like you need to get good at the game to match them.
That's how I felt. T-Man had to talk me into starting our first one way back when.
It's a really rough it's a really rough slippery slope of like thinking you're not ready, and that's a part of what I want to change because while I know like I challenged my first TLR maybe 2.5 months in, but like I know I'm crazier than most new players.
No, you're pretty absolutely nutters.
When I joined like maybe a couple weeks before the official tournament, the third official tournament started, and I grinded my way into that tournament. Why? Because I felt like it. I got creamed by Frosty in the first round, and it was amazing. It was the first of many times Frosty has slaughtered me in battle.
Frosty is an absolute beast.
Yeah, it's a shame he's gone now, but I honestly his spirit lives on.
I liked
I guess I
watching
like to say
him.
like kind of in me. I've gotten beaten by him so many times, and like he actually like I've actually
He's
reached to him
beaten his
personally.
soul
Like,
into you.
like people don't know this, but like I actually like I've reached out to him in the past like privately to get advice on my play because I do think I felt like he had a lot to learn from like his number one principle, and it's become my number one since then. The end goal is killing your opponent. Like at the end of the day, you can do all the tricks in the world, but if it doesn't end with your opponent losing, then you're wasting time and you're not winning. Which was a really interesting look at. He was saying like, when you make your orders, you think, does this get me closer to winning? Not does it look fancy, not does it abuse all these things. Like there's a lot of like really cool sub uses I've seen that like they look flashy on paper, but like when you look but like in practice it only progressed you towards winning like 5 HP or so. You didn't get any additional pressure out of it or anything, so it comes out to a net neutral or even net negative in some cases because maybe it's still a bad matchup for you or something.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
to
I
win.
do that a lot. It's rough.
Yeah, it happens. It's a new player mistake because I know like
New
I
player
made that
thing.
mistake a
I've been
lot.
here for a year and a half.
Hey, look, not everyone. I'll be quite honest. I am a very special case in that I've just played. I've like the 2.5 years I've been in this forum. I have thrown so much of my time and energy into it that I've just absorbed it way faster than normal. Like Frosty and Emma, they've been here for literally since like 2012, 2013. Like they're good because they've been around it for so long. They're also one's a lawyer, so that too. But like they've been around it for so long that they created the game around like their understanding of it, whereas I just learned it very quickly. But I like to think that it comes with practice, and a part to be fair, a part of it's like you joined and like it's been like tapering off. We're trying to reboot it up because I want the community to
I
thrive.
kind of came in at a bad time.
Yeah, I want the community to thrive. I want the community to escape the eye of senior staff, at least escape the negative eye of it
T-Man joined
anyway.
after I did, and he's absolutely flourishing.
I think it's less that I like to think that it's less that he's better than you or you're worse than him or anything, and I think it's just that he's more. I guess like
you're
we'll call
right.
it, like, ambitious. I think it's more like he's just willing to throw himself at the wall. It's kind of like it's kind of like in the Harry Potter movie, like the first Harry Potter movie. Like when Harry finds out that you have to run with the cart into a wall to go to Hogwarts to get on the train to Hogwarts. When you do it for the first time, it's a little daunting, like the idea of running straight into a wall. I feel like T-Man's just a lot more willing to throw himself into that wall. And that's like what we want. We want people we want to encourage everybody who comes to the forums to throw themselves into that wall.
Of course, you want people to be excited.
Yeah, we want you to be excited. We want you to be willing to throw yourself into these walls and try new things. Try your best to get better. That's what we look for, and we would love it if that was the case in everyone. So we're making the game more friendly towards that while trying to make sure, because we want to increase our exposure. So we're changing it to a more competitive thing because Smogon senior staff thinks we're just an absolute meme. Long obnoxious discourse. Like if you haven't asked T-Man about it already, check with him. Like ask him about like his opinion on the whole thing. We all 5 of us mods absolutely abhor how that process has gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like the final response from them was basically showing they've done no research on what we are.
No, like I remember T-Man wanted the big thing. He wanted to make it more public. Like right now, your forum. Let me pull it up because the forum is actually really hard to find, and I want everyone who goes to Smogon being able to find it. It's hidden here. Where if you scroll, this is the main Smogon forums, right? Everyone recognizes that. You have to scroll down, and it's not even anywhere. You have to click Circus Maximus of all things. And there it is, hidden inside Circus Maximus. What T-Man wanted to do was, bring it out, maybe into a main thing on in the socialization, instead of just being tucked away inside here. But no one was willing to do that, were they?
Yeah, it was it's unfortunate how they tucked this away, and
It's really
It was
sad.
something I had to actually go discover for myself because if you look at the top of the forum page, we're actually just under socialization. We're not actually under circuits.
Yeah, like if I look at it here, it's not even under circus. It's just straight to socialization, just hidden away for some reason.
But they refuse to make us a top level forum because they still think they still think they're the meme. What did they say? I think, oh man, I wish I could find the quote. Like there's like a quote from years ago. Basically, it was like Slowpoke used waterfall or something like that. It's like this really like memey statement, and that's been Senior Staff's opinion on us since then.
Right.
And even though the game has changed drastically since then,
it's almost a totally different thing.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it is like we've gone through so many changes.
I went
especially
back
since I've been here.
I read one of the first ever battles and how this one Weedle tried to grab a Shadow Ball with its string shot and hurl it back. And I mean,
Like I said,
that's not the
very
game anymore.
Different game.
Yeah, it used
We're
to
no
be
longer a
entirely
flavor-based
flavorful.
game. There is flavor in our game. A lot of the moves have been altered because of flavorful things.
Yeah, like a fly or a lot of things have changed about fly, especially. But little things like water gun doing a soak effect.
Yeah, like there's little things like that we gave little quality of life buffs and whatnot to things that we felt were too
Makes
weak to be
everything
used
viable.
normally. Like for example, not many people have actually noticed this, but it took me until I went to go play. I started doing PCU recently, and I realized that this is a buff that we gave it that I never knew about because it happened a long ago. Mega Drain is actually a 6 BP move here, which for people who don't understand this conversion, the BP in BBP is just divide its in-game base power by 10 and then round normally.
Yep.
So in-game Mega Drain is a 40 base power move, but we actually make it a 6 base power move.
Yeah.
Which is equivalent of a 60 base power move.
And isn't Giga Drain like 80 or something?
Yeah, but Giga Drain's actually 80 in-game.
Oh, is
so
it?
It's it's 80 and 8 here. But we buffed up like Absorb from 20 to 40 and Mega Drain from 40 to 60 to make sure that those moves weren't absolutely unusable. And there's a lot of little nitpicks like that. There's of course there are some weird things like we went through the process, and this is a part of why we looked at such a meme. There's a lot of things like, for example,
a lot of thought goes into it.
Yeah, there used to be this this command called a look away. It was never codified, like ever. But it had showed up in a couple moves like mean look and glare, and there were just a lot of little tidbits like that in the game that needed to be purged. And
I remember seeing it in something like taunt, like they're always in taunt, like this Pokemon cannot be commanded to look away to avoid taunt or whatever.
Yeah, like the look away got referenced in places, but you could never really find a core definition of what look away was. So we just did away with the entire mechanic. There was a lot of things in the system that were written what we like to call, what I like to call as per word of God, which is really bad practice for if we're ever going to intend to be competitive, because we want all of our information to be locatable immediately. Like,
and we want it to be updated instead of made by people from 6 years ago who haven't been seen in 4.
Yeah, like we want you to be able to look in a location and find the data, and that's something we've been working on, because like sure, like you can ask questions if you're misunderstanding rules. That's fine. But there are some rules like from the past and whatnot that just never got written down properly. Like the biggest one I remember was it was never actually written down that trying to use the same move combination while under the effect of torment makes the move fail.
Yeah. That was just a thing I found out by having it fail when my rep said it just failed. I'm like,
that was a thing that had been passed down in the grapevine for who knows how long. Like,
and it was just a thing.
Yeah, like I found out about it via somebody telling me. I've been the one who's told plenty of people that happens. I don't remember if I kept the mechanic or not, but as of now, under my new leadership, word of God does not mean anything unless it is written down somewhere, because word of God needs to be written down, otherwise it can't be documented and sourced properly. And it needs to be more than just a simple Discord quote. It actually needs to be, on the form, look here.
Yeah, this is
where rulings.
Yeah.
This is where rulings that aren't clear from the handbook or the data audit sheet go. This is where you look. If you can't find the answer anywhere else, there might be some weird ass rulings in here. Like, for example, I think for somebody had to rule on what was it? There's a lot of weird things we've ruled on over the years like there's a lot of weird things. There are some things, admittedly, that we do leave to discretion for, like combinations. We will never really take that from discretion, just because that is really hard to codify properly without applying a lot of data to a lot of moves. That really feels unnecessary when we just can trust that the referee uses common sense, and if necessary, we moderators will intervene if something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then those interventions will be documented so people know, don't try this again in the future. This is not allowed.
Of course.
You know, generally we want to create a community where people feel like they can have fun and enjoy what we'll call, I guess, for the sake of Smogon, senior stuff, we'll call, quote, competitive Pokemon. We want it to feel invigorating and riveting and immersive. Like, we want you to feel like you're actually a Pokemon trainer. Like you got your baby Pokemon,
and
you
you're
raise
making
them,
advancements through it, and you're getting closer to them.
you
and then
challenge
achieving with
gyms.
them, yeah.
You maybe even run a gym if you're feeling ambitious. You might be like, yo, I want to run. For example, here's a gym I know is actually like open for, like, has nobody interested in it.
If you say Bug, I'm gonna like.
Not Bug, but Bug actually does have someone interested in it.
I love Bug. I've always wanted to do Bug. Like, if I ever got back,
if you get back into it, like, you could be the second. I'm only looking for a second person where I start the qualifiers for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Ice Gym. No one wants that. Maybe you're a guy who's like, ice types are amazing.
I like a lot of ice types. Mamoswine and Weavile are really dope.
Yeah, like maybe you're a guy who's like, I love ice types. Let me get that ice gym. So you try to qualify for that. We want you to feel like, you can really toss yourself into it. You can, try to emulate the things that you really liked about the Pokemon universe. And at some point we feel like, I want you to feel compelled to, contribute to us. Like a lot of this isn't all just people who've been here forever. Like
T-Man's only been here for a year.
Yeah, like T-Man's only been here for a year. I'm only here for 2.5 years, which sounds like a lot, but before me, the mods were like here from the start of the form. Right. Like they were ancient people before. We still have one or two. We have one mod who's still with us from that, and that's because he's actually just really good at keeping everything organized. Like he clearly has the managerial mind. He's actually still around and active, so we kept him around for that purpose. But like we generally think that new players bring new ideas, and if you bring good ideas, then there's no reason you shouldn't be allowed to contribute. We want everyone to feel like this is their place on the internet. We want everyone to be a trainer and contribute to our lovely community. Contribute and grow. That's what we're here for. Lovely long rant.
No, thanks a lot. I absolutely love hearing you get excited about it, because that's what this is about.
Yeah, this is a place I honestly didn't think I would like it nearly as much as I did when I found out about it. But this has been an unreal place. I've always wanted to get into competitive Pokemon, but I always felt like the level of the level of competitiveness in competitive Pokemon just isn't to my liking. It just felt like, you hope your moves don't miss. You hope this, you hope that.
You hope your team doesn't come out with a team builder that just completely counters you.
Yeah, like there's a lot of hope in there, and I feel like you get a lot more control over those factors here.
Yeah, there's true control in there's no true like counters or whatever in BBP. That's another good thing.
Yeah,
it's a thing about Pokemon being so versatile and doing anything. They don't really have a true counter.
Yeah, they can do anything, and especially like when you compare them with good orders. Like, the day I saw Emma use an area dose to great success was the day I realized you can do anything here. Like, area dose. Area dose. Just, by the way, one of my favorite Pokemon, but area dose. Things like that make you realize you can really make anything great here in BBP, and that's what we look for. It just takes, the right combination of good play and a will to make it happen.
Right. Of course, yeah, it's all about that. I think one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, other than just Kecleon, which is absolutely mind-boggling, but Ariados is another big shocker. A thing I really like to see is Aggron. Weirdly enough,
Aggron being good here is one of the things that slightly terrifies me, just because Aggron actually like looks terrifying. Like he's a giant golem.
Yeah, he's a metal Godzilla.
Like the type of thing you look at Aggron in game, you're like, this dude's gotta be a baller. You play him. Nope, he's
Nope.
not really that
He takes
baller.
special attacks like a paper bag.
You put him in BBP. Oh my lord.
He's really good.
Physical attacks literally bounce off of him, and special attacks don't matter either. He's just a tank that then slams his fat body into you. Which, for people who don't know, that's just referencing Heavy Slam. Because
Yes, no, he just clicks Heavy Slam and wins.
Like, not to mention, and this is the thing I think this is actually one of my favorite parts of the PvP. There's a lot of emphasis on like the lesser appreciated moves in a moveset. Like, I look at Pokemon's moveset, I'm like, I want my standard damaging moves. Maybe I want like my protect, my substitute, but like Rest Talk sees insane amounts of use here.
Sees a lot of use from everything.
Endure is a number, is like a top 5
the
move
single
here.
best move.
Like moves that are really good here that get no credit in game. Endure gets literally 0 credit. Bide 0 credit.
Nothing.
Counter coat.
Counter coat.
Yeah, counter coat gets seen on like maybe Swampert, and then like the fucker that uses Wobbuffet.
Yeah, Wobbuffet.
And speaking of Wobbuffet, the move Encore. Encore is a move so insane
It's so
here.
powerful.
I think it's been
oh my god.
It's been nerfed 3 separate times, and I'm still trying to figure out how to nerf it properly.
It's still OP.
Because like it's just a good move, and like the only thing I've ever seen properly abuse it in game, Whimsicott.
Yeah,
that's because it's a Whimsicott.
Yeah, because Pricer just basically says "fuck you" to all substitutions.
Yeah, like
doesn't he also have Infiltrator? Yeah, because the thing in BVP, Pokemon don't just have one ability; they use all 3 of them.
Or 4 if they're megas.
Yeah.
Like for example, Mega Aggron. Mega Aggron has the abilities Sturdy, Heavy Metal, Filter, and Rockhead.
Which basically stops all damage, yeah.
That's a lot of damage reduction.
Each of those abilities each has their own levels of damage.
The ability to spam your 2 strongest moves, Head Smash and Heavy Slam.
For free.
Like, these are the things that, when you combine all these things together, not to mention, battles in here don't always occur in standard arenas. Every gym arena,
I was just looking at a poison type gym, and it has this little rain effect on it called
artificial acid rain.
Yeah, it's like normal rain, but it weakens psychic type moves just because it can.
Like, these are the types of things you can do if you want to have. I gotta find the link to this battle again, but I hosted a battle maybe a year ago between some friends. I called it like God's Playground or something. I think that was the name of the arena. It was a 2v2. It was a 2v2 tag battle. But the trick was, even though you were fighting each other, Arceus was smiting you guys the whole time. Like at the end of every round and at the start of the match, I would roll up a random type, and then on every action in that round, he used a random move of that type on every Pokemon on the field.
Strange double date. Fort in Tune meet Lucy and Exclaimer for dinner?
Yes. Yep, that's actually the right one.
Hey, look, it's Arceus.
I'm pretty... Like, if you read the arena, it's something you would never... It's like, what is this?
All right, I'm going to read it real fast. Going to pull it up on screen here. Land of God. Field type,
there
neutral,
we go.
Complexity, intense. Last thing you knew, you were asleep, but now you're floating on some type of plateau whose view is the entire universe. Final destination much? You look to your side and find yourself shoulder to shoulder with someone else. Then you look around and see another duo standing the same way you are. A voice echoes down, greet your opponents, and do battle. Before you begin, God gives you the full explanation of how this will work. God has a massive influence on this battle. At the start of the battle and at the end of each round, he selects a type. On each action of the following round, he will launch a random attack of that type at plus 15 priority, and it will always hit all active Pokemon with no spread penalty. God always gets stab. Moves are selected from moves with BAP greater than or equal to half of the BAP of the move of the appropriate type with the highest BAP. Moves that result in the user fainting are not selectable. Moves with table-based BAP, such as Low Kick and Grass Knot, shall use the average BAP between all targets. God's weight class is 12 and his speed is 175, but lowers to 25. His gyro ball is called.
I forgot how broken I made this.
God's special attack and attack ranks are both 6. Types cannot be repeated until each other has been selected. All moves selected by God are always damaging moves. All Pokemon gain the effects of their non-mega signature items. In the case of having more than one, select one on initial end-out, and players may use items that they do not own. Nature Power calls the highest BAP move of the type God selected. So if you click Nature Power and he's like Dragon type, you just summon Roar of Time.
Yep.
It's just
Exactly
crazy
correct.
stuff like that. Absolute insanity.
Like these are the types of things that like.
And
have
there's a
in it-
person using a Wormadam. The first Pokemon that gets sent out in this battle versus God is a Wormadam, and it does great.
Yeah, first of all, for people who think Wormadam is trash in game, you're probably right. But here, this Wormadam has cost. There's a tournament battle where this Wormadam, this exact Wormadam, in fact, landed 2 fissures back to back on a camera and completely annihilated it. It was amazing. And there are items here that you don't notice, like for example, if you see on screen, you'll see on screen Sandy Cloak. That's a signature item, which in BBP, every Pokemon gets at least one signature item.
Yeah.
You know, excluding their Megastones and Z Crystals, which is just an item that has additional effects if equipped on a Pokemon eligible for that item. There are some that are more generic, like the most generic one in that is Rare Candy, which is just any Pokemon that evolves without a weird condition. But Pokemon like, for example, Wormadam Sandy Cloak, you know, it has to be a Burmy that is female and with the Sandy Cloak in game. Therefore, it gets a special item. And the Sandy Cloak, it's been nerfed since its creation, but Lord was it stupid back when these battles happened. Like, it gave so much damage reduction and so much raw damage. But it's because Wormadam is a generally terrible Pokemon. And that's the beauty of our system. If we really wanted to, we could make Pokemon that, quote, sucked. Not so bad, given they fell within the rules of our game. And then so you see, like, here you've got God doing his work. It's great.
Yeah, actually, like, I'm just reading the first round, and it's God using Aura Sphere on everything.
Yeah.
Every single turn. And then he uses Drain Punch for some reason. Why is God using Drain Punch?
Hey, look, it can't heal, but it can still deal damage. They're just lucky I didn't say, like, God ignores immunity.
Yeah, Frostlass would have been dead.
Yeah, I figured, like, basically the idea was bring a varied team and hope you play around what he's gonna do. That's kind of like, that's one of my favorite things. Like, if people who I have a folder of about 15 arenas.
Yeah,
they're
and then
just
God just rolls Steel type, and suddenly Wormadam, Frostlass, and Gardevoir are all like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, like, yeah. So it's one of these where, like, you can create these weird battling devices that you'll never find anywhere else.
Anywhere else, BBP is so creative like that.
Yeah, the community here has some of the most imaginative ideas that I've ever seen. I did a battle in an arena once upon a time based on the Battle Chateau, actually.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember that.
Like, Battle Chateau, you had, like, the different was it relics or I can't remember, but you would, first of all, the arena was long. Like, it was a really long description.
Yeah, like didn't each wall have, like, a special effect or something based on tarot cards or whatever? I remember reading that one time. It was
arena.
Oh, really? Never mind, because that was one of my favorite arenas I ever read.
There's actually, I remember there's a page full of weird arenas. One of my favorites, and this is actually a really simple one, but it's really cool. The Alphabet Soup one. Have you ever played in the Unknown Alphabet Soup map before?
I'm going to tell you one thing. The only arena I've ever played in is ASB Arena.
Oh, Lord.
And it's been a year and a half.
Yeah, so, first of all, you should definitely try, like, first of all, Alphabet Soup. It's just literally, it's the standard arena, except there's a soup with one of every unknown in it, and you're allowed, you can grab an unknown from it and use any move that starts with that letter.
Wild.
So, like, if you pick up a V,
V-Create! Yeah, I had the same idea.
And it's really awesome. It's a really cool idea. Once you use the unknown, that unknown is removed from the pool. So like, basically, you kind of want to try to snatch it up before your opponent can. It's really funny. Like, I've seen people like lose battles. They'll like think like, oh, my opponent doesn't have endure, but the E unknown is still in the soup. So they just take the E out and use endure. It's little things like that. There's a lot, like
even though they
small
already
ideas
have
like
endure,
that
yeah.
to the insane complexity of the God arena that you saw. You can do so many things with the arenas, and it creates a lot of diverse battling experiences.
Yes, if you do go into BBP, which, if you're super interested in it, as I said, it's in Smogon. Go ahead and check it out. It's very passionate. It's a very passionate community, and you are never going to find something like this in Pokemon this big anywhere else.
Yeah,
It's
actually, every
incredibly
other
unique.
we've spent time like looking around because we wanted to take some inspiration. We were like rebalancing, see if there's like ways to rebalance things that we hadn't thought of. So we looked around for other existing like ASBs or related things. Almost every one of them has died.
Right, Smogon is still going pretty strong.
Yeah, and I'd like to keep it that way. I like this concept. It would suck to see it go to waste. We would like to grow the community, and if you're interested, please do stop by. Don't be terrified by any mass amounts of numbers or anything.
It looks scary, but I can tell you it's an absolute buttload of fun.
Yeah, like the numbers look scary, they look terrifying, but once you just have to start at the basics. It's like everything else. It's kind of like I like to think of it like it's kind of like learning math, which for some people sucks. I know. But if you start at the bottom, start at the basics and you work your way up, it makes more sense by the time you get to the top. And that's kind of what the numbers in BBP are. It's like when you first see, you're like, whoa, this is a lot of information. Holy crap. Start at the bottom, take it step by step, ask questions along the way. Our entire community is very willing to help.
All right. Thanks a lot for... Oh, gosh. How long have we been talking? Thanks a lot for the time, JJ.
Yeah.
I know how
No
passionate
problem.
you are about BPP, and I'm glad we got here from an eye-to-eye talk on Infernape,
Yes.
the objectively greatest
glad-
starter.
That was a great conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and get out your hair now. I'm glad to be around here, and I wish you luck on the rest of the podcast. I'm actually gonna probably stay and tune in because this seems like a podcast I can get behind.
All right. Thanks a lot, my dude.
Yeah, and catch you later, dog.
Yep. You have a nice night.
You too.
All right, so it looks like we're going to a way less serious call. Going back to Smitten, it looks like he wants to go back to discussing waifus. Sean, get into this one. You can be more into this one, can't you? He's been silent here. At least he's not on his phone, but he's listening to BBP. What's up, Smitten? What's up, Smitten?
Hi.
I saw you wanted to talk about waifus again.
All right.
Yeah, we're taking a lot less serious route, going from BBP back to which of the gym leaders is the best, which is a very, very vaguely hidden way of saying which one would you waifu. Sean, I'm gonna let you start
I was
with this
asking
one.
which gym leader is the best.
No, you're asking which one you'd waifu. All right, Sean.
No.
Dude, I don't remember any of the gym leaders. That was one thing that I just kind of went through.
Oh, do I have to look it up with you?
Perhaps, man. I mean,
Oh God,
it's been a while.
All right.
You gotta remember, I haven't played an
You know what,
actual
Spin?
Pokemon game in
You come along with us. We're going to be
2.5
discussing a lot of gym leaders real fast, and we're going to be going. But
I
listen,
mean, I'm on mobile, so
that's
can
cool. You can
only
just
do so
listen.
much
No,
at one
just
time.
listen to me. Just listen to me. We good. Kanto
all right.
gym leaders.
Oh no. So
That's what
only
we got here, Sean. We have the boy. Oh, where is he? Kanto gym leaders. We have the boy Brock.
the boy. He
Misty.
uses the pan.
Yeah, the drying pan. Misty. Lieutenant Surge. Erica. You know, these don't have pictures. I want pictures. Screw you, Wikipedia. I want pictures. Smitten, what are you doing? Oh my god.
That's my bad.
Oh, look at those
we
pictures.
don't know why it makes that noise if you move on it, but it makes that noise if you move on it.
All right, cool. We got the boy Brock,
The boy.
one of the best to ever do it. Misty, Lieutenant Surge, Erica, Koga and his daughter Janine doing poison, Sabrina for psychic, my boy Blaine for fire, and then Giovanni and Blue splitting it for ground. As we head in, we got Faulkner doing flying types, Bugsy of indiscriminate gender doing bugs, Whitney, who is absolutely fantastic, love Whitney, doing normal types. Morty is the ghosty, spooky, ghosty boy. And Chuck! Good old
Morty.
Chuck!
I get it.
Morty.
It's like mortician. It makes sense.
Yeah. Just like Chuck is, you're chucking something.
I mean, I guess. You kind of reach into that one.
Jasmine doing the first steel type gym leader of the world. Price and Ice. Price and Ice. Claire and Dragon. Claire's pretty neat. I don't like her. She's a bit freaky for me. Roxanne's always a sweetie. Oh, Brawley. Watson. Look at him.
I know.
Absolute unit. Flannery. Dad. Winona. Tate and Liza. Tate and Liza are a lot of fun. I love Tate and Liza. Wallace and Juan. They're both super gay. Oh.
Okay, Wallace isn't gay, mind you.
No, Wallace is the gayest. Like.
That'd be
Wallace
like if you said
of the two.
Aoyan was gay, and
Wallace
he's not.
is the gayer of the two.
No, Wallace is completely straight.
No. Wallace is the gayer of the two.
No, if Wallace was gay, then Alicia wouldn't be born, so.
No, you can. It's. You know what it's called? It's called not. I don't know. Rourke.
Alright.
The boy Rourke and his dad Byron with Gardenia. Gardenia's awesome.
I remember her gym the most in Platinum.
What the clock
The
flower?
clock.
The flower clock.
That is the most memorable for me.
Gardenia.
I don't remember it because I don't play Platinum yet.
Maylene and Crasher Wake.
Oh my god.
Fantina. Candace is awesome.
Crusher Wake's the only available answer, by the way.
Okay, well, who?
Crusher Wake is the only viable answer.
Yeah.
Of course.
His name is Maximum Mask in Japanese. Wild. Oh, here we got cilantro, chili, and watercress. Lenora, Berg, Elisa, Clay, Skyla. I like Skyla a lot.
I like Skyla.
Bryson.
Who doesn't like Skyla?
Drayden is a badass. Yeah, who doesn't like Skyla? If you don't like Skyla, get out of my life.
Turns out she's the waifu.
Like, Skyla is the patrician taste in gym leaders.
But honestly, she reminds me a lot of the Winona. Back in Holland.
Except Winona's like super aloof and she's a little bit of a weirdo. Going back to Drayden is super cool. Iris is such a kid.
Yes.
I like Iris a lot more in the game. No, I like Iris a lot more in the games than I do in the anime.
No, man. The black and white anime was pretty good.
Yeah, but it had Iris, so.
Okay, that made it better.
No, it made it worse.
Iris is the only reason
I just heard
watched.
someone screaming in the background. What the hell? Alright. Looks, Roxy. I liked Roxy a lot. She was interesting. Berg, back to Berg.
Oh
Elisa,
man, Gen
Clay.
6. I know everything about this one.
Oh, Marlon. Viola, her sister is super hot. Grant, what?
Who are these people?
Yeah, Gen 6. Karina, she gave you a Lucario.
Only thing I
Ramos.
remember about Karina is that her Lucario lost his dick fell off in the anime and he went wild for like 7 whole episodes.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Clement, Valerie, the first fairy gym leader. She's very well designed, but a little bit of a freak. Olympia and Wolfric. The hell's an Orange League? I don't care about the Orange League.
Orange League. Oof.
Kumquat Island. Wait, where? Huh, there's no... Oh, yeah, because Gen 6 didn't have gym leaders. I mean,
Yes,
Gen
it
7,
did. You
Gen
just named
7,
them.
Gen 7, Gen 7.
I'm about to say you just...
Ultra Moon and Sun and Moon, Gen 7. Oh, wait, yeah, Gen 7 don't have any leaders because it's done like that.
Just read out the trial captains. And by trial captains, I mean the people.
Hey,
They
Sean.
give you the...
Who's your favorite gym leader, Sean? Silence, I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Spin. Who's your favorite gym leader?
I have three of them. Iris, Crash Awake, and the edgy guy from Gen 4.
The edgy guy. Byron?
I can't. The one at the end.
Volkner.
He was the 8th gym leader. He was a lecturer. I can't remember his name.
Volkner's such a badass.
Let's say I remember that town more than him, though.
I just remember that he's edgy now that he's in Gen 4.
He's a badass. Let's see. I think my favorites are also from Gen 4. Candace and Whitney, I think, are competing for my favorite gym leader. They're both pretty fantastic. But Blaine is such a bro. Look at him. Blaine's such a dude. And so's Watson. And I like happy gym leaders.
Yeah.
Everyone who's super Watson is super joyful. Blaine, Lee's super happy. Whitney's having a good time. And so's Candace, very excitable. And you don't have a favorite gym leader, Sean?
No, like
Never
I said,
thought
I
about
never
it?
got close to the gym leaders. They were just always in my way.
Wow. That's pretty soulless.
Wow.
Hey,
That's pretty edgy.
Yeah, that's pretty edgy, Sean.
All right. I'm sorry to say that.
You're pretty edgy. You should pick one real fast before I keep calling you edgy. Just go for something easy, like a bird.
Like I already said that. I like the Skyla and Watson.
Skyla. Skyla's pretty patrician. Flannery's also pretty patrician.
Flannery, more like Flannery. I don't know.
What did you just say? It got absolutely drowned out by static.
Thanks.
All right, welcome.
That's my whole life, TBH.
TBH.
Yeah, just static.
Iris,
I always remember towns a lot more than like the gym leaders.
No, I remember gym leaders a lot more than towns. Fuck towns.
It was always the
Actually, no, don't fuck towns. Fuck
and
the
the
gym
music.
leaders. Don't fuck the towns. Fuck the gym leaders instead.
Whitney is probably the best Gen 2 leader.
Who? Morty?
Just because I can relate to her so much.
Who did you say? Who did you say? Spin, you still there? Oh god, who's pingusing me? Oh god, somebody ping us. If you're real, you talk about captors in your Cap TT experience? Oh, we already did. You know what? I think I'm gonna give Rio a shot after you. So let's see. What did you say? Anything? You said something about Gen 2, right?
Yeah, Whitney's the best gym leader in Gen 2.
Who is?
Whitney.
Whitney's pretty great. Yeah, Whitney's pretty fantastic. I like Whitney a lot. Bugsy's also a bro, I think.
What a name, though.
Bugsy's a bro. Yeah, look at him. Bugsy's totally a bro. Yeah, gender male. Bugsy's totally a bro. But I guess that's it for a gym leader discussion of today. Glad we didn't get to Elite Four because Elite Four makes it a lot more complicated. A lot of great Elite Four. You got anything else, Smitten? No? I don't want any dead air time.
What?
Alright, thanks, man. I always appreciate it. You're always there to lighten the mood.
Alright.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
I'm gonna go now.
Hey, Rio, what's up?
Sorry for not being before. I was really sad about not being able to join when you killed me.
Hey, don't worry about it. I
so-
know you're busy. So what, you have something you want to discuss? Some topic you want to ask? Questions?
Don't really have... Sorry for my broken English. So I wasn't saying well before. What are you been talking about lately? In this?
Oh,
sorry.
we're talking about gym leaders right before this.
before that was some Cap.
Right before that, yeah, was create a Pokemon. We were talking about competitive. Talked a lot about how Gen 7 has been disappointing a bunch of people. And our hopes for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to really talk about if I had to say something about what you say. I mean, first off, about Gen 7, I don't really like. I also don't like it. I consider it one of the, if not the worst generation of all.
Really? That's a pretty strong opinion. What's up
I
with it?
like the Pokemon Deathwing. I mean, Boswell is one of my all-time favorites. Deathwing and Primarina.
Yeah, the mons in it were pretty neat. Vikavolt always stands out to me. I like Vikavolt a lot.
What I don't like is all the stuff like. Sorry for my broken English. The region itself, the design of it, I feel like, for example, the caves.
Like the map?
In general, the maps, the caves part, like, I don't know, that part where you catch the cross.
Yeah, you said it's really simple.
It's really simple. Compared to the older games, it felt like a straight path. I don't know. It felt real boring. I mean,
yeah, I get it. Having a lot of people talking about how poor it feels. You know, it's very much of a point A to point B type of thing instead of the mazes that caves used to be. Like Mount Coronet. Mount Coronet was great.
Yeah. Can you repeat the name again? I introduced it to the names in English. Sorry. So yeah, like you say.
So yeah, talking about what do you have any hopes for the future? I know Masuda is stepping down after Pokemon Let's Go, but do you have any fears about anyone who's taken over, or do you have any hopes of maybe with a new team they'll start going in the direction that a lot of the fans are wanting them to?
No, I mean, I want to say, but I wasn't able to hear you for about like 10 seconds, so I kinda didn't understand what you said.
All right, what I asked
Sorry.
was... No, don't worry about it. What I asked was, Masuda is stepping down after Pokemon Let's Go. Do you have any fears about what a new team will do, or maybe any hopes that they'll start listening to what fans are wanting them to do?
No, well, I think Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee are gonna be, well, saying it in a bad way, I think they're gonna be trash.
Oh, you think they're going to be bad?
But I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like, first, in the graphical aspect,
they look really good. They look very pretty.
The Let's Go, no, let the hairs I think it does look very good, and apart of that, the animations look bad when you think it's a Switch game. I mean, I can understand the lack of animations in a 3DS game, but in a Switch, there is not skills. You can compare it to
Xenoblade 2. So what you're saying that the animations they do have are really good, but this is a console game. It should be absolutely chock full of stuff like that. You say it feels like a handheld game, but on the big screen, and you'd rather it be a console game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not asking it to be
I get that.
Look the best or simple, unless something decent. It really feels like reusing animations. I can hate it for the Pokemon because there is a lot, but reusing it for the trainers or for things in general that aren't that hard to do. I feel like it could be better, much better.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty biased with the thing
we're
of
all
Let's
pretty
Go.
biased, but
I mean, listen, I give the first generation in terms of Pokemon design, and it's my least favorite in terms of Pokemon design. I really don't like how most of Pokemon of that gen are made.
Huh.
Are you okay, Granny?
Yeah, no, I got it. You don't like the Pokemon, you say. What about them? Do they not feel like a Pokemon you're used to, or do you just not like the competitive designs of them, or do they just not look good?
I mean, well, you can know that in first gen, the Game Boy graphics were pretty simple. So a philosophy of design they had back then is what to make the designs as direct as possible.
The game looks better, so the mon should reflect that, right?
Kingdom, I mean, they Kingdom didn't could have that much at that time because the deck seems had to be more simple, and you have to change too in the philosophy of what kills could like. You can compare it in the starters pretty easily. I mean, yeah, look, the first gen starters, you can see the last evolution are made to look cool more than magnific.
Yeah, they're very well designed. Even as much as I hate Barakat, he looks good.
I mean, Barakat, I hate it too. I can't lie. Late gen deathings are not necessarily better, but have a different deathing philosophy. You can see that Pokemon is not marketed to a lot of people. So starters are made to market at the same time a lot of people. So there is the archetypes that are events that have event in starters in Gen 6. You could say the manly one, the badass one, and the pretty one.
Right. Yeah. That reminds me. How do you feel about Gen 6? I've noticed a lot of people think that starters are starting to do a pattern type of thing. Starting in Gen 6 where they did like a mage, a warrior, and a ninja type of thing. And now in this generation, they're trying harder to do something like wrestler, archer, singer, different artistic type of expressions. What do you think about that?
I don't really think I see they kind of use it, but I don't think they're too strict about it. I think mostly it's just, as I said, to feel the archetypes better. So I think the archetypes, the real try to use in that case are the manly, the badass, and the pretty one. Just to try to market to as much people as possible. But I don't think the warriors thing, maybe it can be there, but it's not as nearly. I don't think, in the terms of Game Freak, I don't think is important for them. I think it's just a detail. I can explain well.
No, I get what you're coming from. I get that feeling.
Yeah, but like I said, Gen 1 are definitely different. They're not in mind to have every Pokemon as its own design. So you can see, for example, Bulbasaur, when it evolves, is you free change the very similar design. It has not really a lot of changes compared to, for example, Rowlet. Rowlet, you can say it, and you can see how each evolution have different traits that different one them from each other to add more variety. What I think, Gen 1, their design not bad necessarily, because the philosophy was different. They weren't trying to think how I could say the same thing that they're doing now. So they were trying to feel the cool architect. So because the idea for a child of a world where you can catch monsters, they try to most of all to make it look cool or cute in some case. So if you notice how they think each Pokemon, you can see the creator of the series or the main designer, he had a lot of this cool seeming thing in mind, the monster archetype. You can say he had to I don't know the word. When you have someone to work for you, what word was it?
Let's see. I wanted to ask. I know you've been talking about how poor Pokemon has been recently, but we were also talking about what we like about it. What little things do you really like? A lot of people were talking about how the Pokewalkers are coming back in a limited fashion with Pokemon Let's Go. But what do you like recently? Like, do you like the Pokemon or new mechanics like Mega Evolutions or Z-Moves? What's up?
Granny, the muted thing happened again, and again I couldn't hear you well. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What was that? You couldn't hear me?
I can hear you now, but before I called. Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah. I was just asking earlier. We were talking about also, what things we liked. Like, they're bringing back the Pokewalkers from Heart Gold and Soul Silver for Pokemon Let's Go. But also, what do you like? Do you like new Pokemon, or do you like anything about new mechanics like Z-Moves and Mega Evolutions? What's up?
I Also, you can see that since it got more popular after Gen 6 onwards, you can see they're trying to feel a new mechanic that looks flashy to call attention.
Yeah, but
And
like, does it look good? Do you like it? Do you like the ideas behind it?
I am not a fan of it. Not gonna lie, I never like C moves a lot. They feel even outside competitive. I never really like it. It's just
I
a
love
strong,
them in
very strong
competitive. I
move
love Z
that.
moves.
Sorry.
I love Z moves, but go on.
I mean, it's just for me, at least, it's just a flashy move with a lot of damage. That animation, the animation is cool to see at first, but later it gets really tiring. I mean, when I was playing, I had Primarina and using her C move was. I mean, I like it at first. It was cute at all, but after the third time, I didn't want to say it anymore. It just felt like a waste of time, personally. I mean, I don't say the concept as something really great. It was just a very strong move. I like Mega Evolution too. You can see Mega Evolution have a
You like Mega
different
Evolution? That's cool.
Mega Evolution. The Mega Evolved Pokemon have a different design philosophy compared to normal Pokemon.
Yeah. They feel different, but it's super neat.
See, you can see how, for example, Heracross looks pretty natural for a Pokemon, I mean. But when he Mega Evolves, the concept of the part of natural is pretty much thrown to the trash because it's different from Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution in the lore was artificial stuff, so when they made it Mega Evolution, they didn't worry about they looking natural at all. You can say how it's like a forced evolution, so
yeah, it's
they
supposed
look
to be
like,
pretty violent.
Yeah, well, most of the time, except in Mega Evolution is very gay.
I want to ask.
So,
we haven't gotten any. I just realized we haven't gotten any opinions on Ultra Beasts. Do you have anything on the Ultra Beasts? I like them because you like Ultra Beasts. I love Ultra Beasts.
I love Ultra Beasts. They're some of my favorite Pokemon. I really love them. Look, see, if they have to staple to a design philosophy in particular for the rest of the series, and I could choose Ultra Beast. I really love the designs. I mean, I also like them all except Pheromosa and Nihilego, but they don't grow on me. I like them. I like the alien aspect they have. My favorite. Not gonna lie, it's pretty hard to choose. At first, I was Celestella. I like the outlandish look it has.
Yeah, it's super cool looking.
As a fun fact, when I was a kid, I liked it a lot. Well, even though I like it a lot, it's abstract too or surrealistic. I used to have, I even have now a surrealistic image and my background image. But I like that still, especially when I was leaked. It didn't have a face. It just like an abstract tower. And I like that. I stopped liking so much. Maybe I still like her, but I don't like it when when she had a face. So people start waifuing on her. I mean, waifuing is not the worst thing of so much. I mean, you know me, and I am the 4,000 math. I am the most gross 4,000 you ever met. But I like Celestella, but I also like Gooselord. Gooselord is not a very well liked design.
Oh, no one likes Gooselord? I like Gooselord. He looks super cool.
And then I have a thing. It's not very personal, but I always have a thing for super cool, gigantic, that look like Destroyer of Worlds best, but they're actually super cute and have a nice personality. I love that.
I think the Ultra Beasts are one of the best design choices in recent memory. So, like, sure, Z moves are cool and they're competitive, and I love how competitive they are, and they look neat as well. But Ultra Beasts, they remind me a lot of creative Pokemon. They're very out of the blue, but they're still very well off competitively. They look good. They're unique. They're just very cool overall.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, look, personally, something good I have to say about Gen 7 is that it has my overall favorite designs in Pokemon. I mean, a lot of the Pokemon in the decks of that gen are some of my favorite. The one I can more easily list the ones that I don't like rather than the one I like. For example, so I don't like. For example, Crabominable, I am not a fan of it. I like it a lot, Crabrawler at first, when it was revealed, because I compared it a lot, always compared it with Little Mac, and I really like the idea of having Little Mac on your Pokemon team. Sorry. But Crabominable is not necessarily bad, but I'm not a fan of a design that goofy.
Blacephalon's a lot of fun. I think it looks really neat.
I don't know if you realized it, but well, you can realize the anatomy of the arms are very weird. They feel, I mean, when I say it, I feel like they don't look natural at all. In Ultra Beast can be okay, because Ultra Beast are supposed to be natural, but in Crabominable is supposed to be a natural Pokemon, and it looks weird. It's like half like free limbs. I sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the word, but
no, I get it. It's a little hard.
Okay, another thing I have to say I hate it is Lycanroc Dusk. I know it is a pretty unpopular.
Well, because he's super. Well, I don't know. I mean, Dusk is the orange one, right?
Yeah. The orange.
I have mixed feelings about him. He's not. I mean, he's better than Edge Dog. You know, Red Edge Dog is just way too much for me. But you know, he feels more unique than just a normal. I like the idea of a rock type dog. It's just the orange is an odd color choice.
I mean, look, the hate I hate about it is the lack of creativity during its design. If you can see the chart, the design chart of them compared to the Lycanroc, they're the same. They're exactly the same, with some little difference, except the thing that it has from Lycanroc Night. I don't like that. And I personally, I think it could be better if people who haven't liked it left. Because I know that's pretty extreme, but I don't like that people like it. Because it's a form to say to get freak, so they can still doing this thing. For that, for me, they are very lazy. I mean, I still kinda like Lycanroc Dust. I mean, I like, I see, when I turn off my brain, I like it. I like it because orange and green are my favorite colors. But I don't know. I felt just lazy.
Thanks for calling in, Rio. I know you were nervous about it, but you know, you sounded like you were pretty passionate.
Really?
Yeah, we're reaching about 3 hours now, so I think we're going to be cutting it off. But thanks a lot for calling in, dude. It's a lot of fun talking to you. It always is.
Yeah. Hey, see, we can chat like this all five, but we show, you know, we show the live. See if you want someday.
What was that?
No, I mean, it is kinda off of Pokemon, but no, if you want to chat in voice chat someday, it could be nice. It helps me to talk better English. You know what I mean?
Not really. Well, thanks a lot, though.
Yeah, true. You've been doing a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty depressed at the fact I felt like I failed you, like because I go join the direct because I had to study and I was with my cousin.
You know, you're good to go, dude. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna be doing this every Tuesday, so you know, if it depends on the topic, feel free to call in anytime.
Okay, I can tell you. You know, I will check if you're online. So if you want to do this again about a topic I know anything, do it about Undertale so I can spam a bit.
Yeah, I'll let you know what we're talking about as the weeks go by.
Yes, that you can call me anything. I don't feel very confident about it. I am glad I didn't disappointed you.
No, you did good. You have a nice night, Rio.
Yes, you too, Granny.
All right, as we're reaching 3 hours. Oh, good golly, I'm starting to get all stretchy here. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. I want to do this every single Tuesday because this is a lot of fun. And what do you feel about it, Sean? I know you weren't talking a lot, but this isn't really your area of expertise.
No, but I would like to talk more about other things as well, so I'd be interested in...
Yes, next week we're definitely doing a topic that is his own. He hasn't decided what it is, but it's going to be something he's interested in, of course, and I'm going to try to get as many people as I can for that. So again, yeah, thanks everyone for listening in and for calling in. This video will be going up on YouTube sometime either tonight or tomorrow, but this is for a first episode. This has been a lot of fun, and I enjoyed every single bit of it.
It's very enlightening.
So yeah, thanks a lot. I've been Samuel.
What?
I've been Samuel.
Well, yes, you have been Samuel.
I have been
and
Samuel.
I have been Sean.
No. Yeah, thanks a lot. Y'all have a nice night. Now, where the heck?
Good night.
Oh, God.